That's what this is about. It's not just some sappy love letter. It's in there too, but what it's really about is how she just give me a chance. Just one chance. Maybe we could find out if there's a reason for all of this.
Man, this is some bullshit!
I can't hardly wait for the Rangers to fire him. Drury needs to be gone.
Savoy the other way, snapshot, and Ilya Sorokin. McDavid 2-on-1 with Nugent Hopkins to the net. Tried to center, great play to D'Angelo, and then a remarkable save on McDavid around Kiefer to the net, denied by Sorokin. Hopkins to McDavid, tucks it over to Hyman, back to McDavid, open, shoots, denied by Sorokin. Blasted by Bouchard, fought off by Sorokin.
I can't beat him, can I?
Kapanen, Ekholm steps up to the net, wrap around, and Draisaitl denied by Sorokin. Pellick's a little late coming out. Here's Draisaitl trying to feather it across. McDavid kept it alive. Draisaitl one-timer, kick save made.
No.
Are you not entertained?
Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Big Apple Hockey, where there is a lot to unpack. For starters, Ethan Embry giving Chris Drury a page to write another letter. We'll talk about that as we talked about it before the other day. We'll go into further thoughts on that. Also, did the Islanders have an MVP candidate? I think so, and we'll go into that as well. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, I, of course, am your host, Mark Williams. You know, this is always the best time of the week, every single week, whenever we get to do these. And I'm always happy to be joined by the host of the Final Buzzer, Mr. John Filkowski.
It's Amanda Beckett and Jennifer Love Hewitt. She was still looking great if you ever seen her recently. But yeah, she was probably my number one crush at that time. So yeah, always a big fan of Amanda Beckett. Funnily, very funny how a Mark Williams gaffe turned into an intro video, but it somehow ended up being appropriate. Oh yeah, Amanda, Amanda.
Well, I mean, again, just going with that also because I still can't believe I forgot EJ Emery's name. But that happens a lot with the New York Rangers first-round draft picks, especially as of late. But we're going to get further into that and how the rebuild's going to be going when we go into the A block. Oh, what was the quote today you had, Phil?
Back to the front.
Yeah. I always love playing Disposable Heroes right before every single hockey game that I have. And Anthony is going to be joining us in a few minutes. We might have Jim Biringer coming on with us as well. Everybody also make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and the like button because
as it goes over my face.
Yeah, as it goes right over your face. I have to update these to move them to the middle, Phil. My bad. But there's a whole lot to talk about in the A block. Where is it? It's right there. I got it. And the A block.
Don't you start with me. Don't you even start with me.
And, of course, the A block is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use the promo code Big Apple Hockey for $20 off your first order. And Big Apple Hockey trucker hats and shirts are available. The shirts look kind of like this one right here. And I got a few more of them left and looking at other ways of getting them out to you. All right. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this week. You look at the Metro Division standings. I'll flash them in a moment. But Friday, the New York Rangers released the letter 2.0. We had a stream on it immediately with Matt from Ranger Central joining us, as well as Evan coming on later on in that broadcast. Then they blow out the Flyers. And it's funny, Phil, you forget the Rangers could have a laugher as they ended up, I think it was.
Who in the hell is forgetting that? Seen as nothing but laughers lately.
I know the Rangers forgot that they can actually win a game like that. But the big news out of this week is that they will not re-sign Artemi Panarin and will seek to trade him. Panarin has a full no move clause, as well as you know. The Vincent Trocheck and others are garnering interest. Minnesota, the most notable of the teams that is inquiring about Trocheck. But Phil, we talk about all the components going into this. And I have to ask this question. Are you confident that the Rangers can rebuild this time? Although it's not a rebuild, it's a retool.
I'm going to go with what Vince Mercogliano and some others have said about this whole rebuild, retool thing. And I mean, Vince said it really the best. And he said that, you know, you're talking about tearing it down to build it back up. That's in essence a rebuild. And I know that James Dolan might have such an ego that he literally probably forbid Chris Drury from using the word rebuild in regard to this because he probably hates that word. Just the same way that Vince McMahon doesn't like using the term pro wrestling anymore. He prefers to use the word sports entertainment and didn't allow people to say like titles or belts. Yeah, I think James Dolan is the same type of way. I really do think that they're just such control freaks that they don't want to look at that word because they can't live with it. They can't come to terms with it. So I do think this is going to be a rebuild. Whether or not they try to hotshot it and microwave it the same way they did the last time around remains to be seen. And do I have confidence in the fact that they won't do that? No. I really do think that they're going to turn around, take whatever assets they get. They're going to go balls to the wall. Somebody like Jason Robertson in the offseason if Dallas can't get him signed, because that's probably their plan this time around. Oh, let's get a 27-year-old winger like we did the last time around, and we got Artemi Panarin. You know, a 27, 28-year-old winger, you know, and like, let's see if we can get to a Stanley Cup, you know, in 3 or 4 years instead of 6 or 7. And no, I don't have confidence. And as everybody's saying in the chat, no, I don't have confidence in the guy that's at that either. I don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and pull punches or, you know, sugarcoat things. But I don't think that he's the guy for this. I don't. I would love to see them go outside the box and do something really bold and brazen and fire him and go get Rich Peverley from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I like Mike Sullivan. I like what Sullivan is doing. I feel for him because he's gotten dealt one of the shittiest hands you could be dealt as a first-year coach for a team, especially for a team that you've been with before in a different capacity. But I tell you right now, I would love to get David Carl as head coach for this team. I would love to go get Rich Peverley as a general manager, give him full reign, have James Dolan step back and let Rich Peverley bring in his staff, do his thing, and then bring in David Carl as head coach. Because I think it's time to get away from this old boys club mentality where they keep doing the same things, same approaches, and the same schematics over and over again. It's time to do something different. It's time to wake up. It's time to come back to 2026 and not 1996. Yeah, I mean, Sullivan won 2 Stanley Cups back to back. He had 2 generational talents and a pretty good defenseman as a core there. But I don't see that happening this time around unless, you know, things change. And I think the way you start to make things change is you start to bring in different people. And we talked about the scouting and development staffs. You know, you have to get rid of those guys too. They haven't done their jobs. I don't care if they were all-star players or if they were plugs in the NHL. They're just not doing the job. There is so little return on your investment with those guys that it is time to go. You have been given enough of a leash. You've used your rope. You're done. cut the rope now, get rid of them. Time to start over. Especially if you're going into a stage where player and prospect development is going to be crucial to your long-term success, which not that it isn't always, but this is an even more important point in time. You have to get rid of these guys. You can't do this again. How can you walk into this again when you had a first and a second overall pick and they both flamed out? They both flamed out badly. And how can you sit there as a general manager and say that you have an eye over everything that's going on in your team and everything like that when you're going to let those same guys who couldn't get anything out of Lafreniere, Kakko, Hedel, Keandre Miller. I'm not even going to mention Lias Anderson or Vitaly Kravtsov because I thought those were terrible picks.
Schneider.
Schneider.
Lundqvist.
Nils Lundqvist. Like, how can all those picks between 2017 and, Brendan Hoffman too, 2021. Actually, we'll go to 20. Yeah, you know what? We'll go to 2021. How can all of those guys flame out and you can bring back the same scouting and developmental and coaching staffs again? I'm sorry. It just, you don't have a grip. We're not going to mention Zach Jones because Zach Jones really didn't have much of a shot to make the NHL. It's a third-round pick. Some make it, a lot don't. So I'm not gonna go crazy over a third-round pick. But all the first-round picks that failed, yeah. And why is David Quinn here? Why is David Quinn here?
That's one of the ones that's the most baffling to me.
I don't understand it. If they don't start making some sort of serious moves between, I would say, now and July or maybe even June, I would say the beginning of June, because you got to have a different staff in there doing all the scouting and the development and everything like that, because it's got to change. It really does. So no, I don't have the utmost confidence. I'm happy that they recognized and acknowledged that they had to go this route, but am I confident? No. Start making some moves and some changes, and then that'll go from like here to here. And that's just a start. I need more than that.
Keeping Chris Drury on is like giving the keys back to a drunk driver that just crashed their car and handing him another car. That's what this is. And it's literally ludicrous. The reason why, again, to go with what the letter was originally, the first one, Jeff Gorton just took over the job. He was new to this. And he ended up like saying, look, we're going to draft the developer. We're going to go in a new direction. That was sort of brave. This letter didn't need to go out. You don't send out the letter. You just do it. This was Chris Drury begging for his job. And Jim Dolan's like, hey, that's a great idea. You should do that again. Well, the sequel is rarely ever as good as the original. And it's funny because another analogy I'm going to use is from a sequel that is arguably better than the original. But one of my favorite movies is Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire and Alfred Molina. And there's the scene where Dr. Octopus is coming in and he's going, you know what? And he's talking to the arms because he's got to talk to somebody. And they're like, rebuild after he's lost everything. It's like, no, I can't rebuild. But and then it convinces him to start robbing banks. That's the only way he was able to rebuild. So in other words, to do it the wrong way, that was the way he could rebuild. And he still made the same mistakes. That's Chris Drury. There is no reason to even trust him. What is the team that he wants? And if the team he wants is captained by JT Miller, then please go back to Trumbull, Connecticut and live the rest of your life. Don't be the New York Rangers GM. Because here's the thing. I don't see his vision. Do you want to say you want the team to be tough to play against? Well, they're not that tough to play against. And right now, to borrow words from Herb Brooks, saying they just scored 10. It's everybody's net right now. Which, as Jim Craig said, he didn't say that to him in that game, but he said it to him in a different game. Where we're getting at with this is they need new vision, and Rich Peverly is the guy. Now, is it going to happen? Of course not, guys, because that makes sense. That makes sense. Chris Drury has got the next 2 months to show the Ranger fans that there's a plan. And the Rangers, if they want to complete the mutiny that they started last year, because as you heard in the Jeff Barrick podcast, Pierre Maguire saying that the players didn't feel appreciated, that during his negotiations, Shesterkin didn't feel appreciated, which I rolled my eyes and said, he's got $11.5 million to feel appreciated. So shut up. Let's get back to the rest of this. The Rangers should feel appreciated that they still have, I don't know, like they still have their jobs here, because the Rangers were still trying to push buttons, even though that team last year was not that good. Talk about falling from grace as quickly as possible, and only the Winnipeg Jets are doing it faster this year. But this is a team that should have been dismantled a long time ago, and now it is finally getting dismantled for the right reasons. I've had this argument with fans in the comments too. Oh, how can you say get rid of Panarin so easily? He's on a 11 game now. It's out of his last 12 games. He has 18 points. He has 18 points in his last 12 games. That's amazing, Phil. How many wins do the Rangers have?
What's that?
How many wins do the Rangers have since Christmas?
2, I believe.
Those points are meaningless. And Phil has it right, 2. They got 6 points in those games. That's why these stars that everybody's like salivating over, JT Miller, Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin, they're not winners. You sell high. Yes, you sell high right now. And Panarin checked out completely. How is this different from the last year? I have no idea. But this is something that the Rangers need to do. Chris Drury is not the guy to do it. Rich Peverly should just phone Charles Dolan and say, hey, I played in Boston. You should put me in there. Because apparently, like I said before, and Stevens made the joke, nepotism is everything. If you can say Boston, that's like the code word to get in there. Everything about it needs to go. And you need to actually build the right way. Because Rob Talks Hockey did a great video about what happened to Alexei Lafreniere. And it's simple. The Rangers drafted 1st and 2nd overall and turned potential franchise players into role players. And you want to say, if you want to say, then it's the players' fault that they bombed. 1st and 2nd overall, those guys are getting drafted by any team in those positions. Any team. Development fumbled them. And when development fumbled them, so did the coaching, so did the GM, and so did the players in the locker room. Because I guarantee those players resisted. They were afraid their ice time was going to go to the young whippersnappers coming up because they saw Pavel Buchnevich go. And again,
that 100%. Yeah, they were the leverage. There's no leverage lost because of the letter. It's the fact that he has a no move and we're probably not going to waive for a lot of teams. So that's why they would lose leverage in any type of discussion and trade discussion for Panarin. The other comment I want to see highlight is this. No, you absolutely get rid of him and you get the best return that you could get from him, regardless of how many other guys go. But I do agree. There needs to be multiple players that go in this. We'll talk more about that later on, by the way.
And good. I'm going to quote you yet again what they said to Ralph Kiner. We finished in last place with you. We could finish in last place without you. The Rangers are right now a last place team. If you're telling me Artemi Panarin is the gateway to a Stanley Cup after 35 years old, he turns 35 at the start of next season. How many more 100-point seasons do you think he has? I'll wait.
I don't think he has any more 100-point seasons. I think it's
exactly
85 to 95 points from here on out. I mean, you got to think of it this way. that's a player that helps a lot of teams, but he doesn't help this one because they need to go in a different direction. And as for an in-division trade with whoever's going to give you the best friggin' return. I don't care who it is.
And correct. If you mean to tell me you can get a good package from the New York Islanders, and I'm talking a good package, let's say they offer, I'm just spitballing. I don't think they're doing it, but let's just spitball. They offer Keyshawn Aitchison, a first-round draft pick, and let's say
Cal Ritchie.
Yeah, no, Cal Ritchie's too much. But even Danny Nelson, even somebody that's closer to the NHL.
I think they could do better than that.
Okay, well, then they could do better. But the thing is, get the best package. I don't care. The Rangers have to think about themselves. And if that means watching the Devils or the Islanders win, so be it. But you don't have to worry about the Devils because we're going to go to we're going to go into the Devils in a minute.
But all right, you know what? Look at this. Look at what Rasmus Anderson just got as a rental. And Artemi Panarin is way better of a player. He's the best player that's going to be available this trade deadline. You think that that's not going to happen? Okay. The only reason why it might not is because of his trade list.
Yeah. And keep in mind, Panarin could go somewhere else and flourish in the playoffs like Marian Gaborik did.
Rasmus Anderson came without an extension.
Yeah.
Still hasn't been extended yet.
Vegas is assuming they're going to be able to do it. But again, Vegas.
There's no extension, and they're still not, as far as we know, they're still not close to it yet.
And I'll tell you what, we'll talk about some places, some teams, and some ideas that Artemi Panarin could go. But I think one team that you might start seeing them maybe throw their hat in the ring. Maybe a team that needs a playmaker. Maybe a team that lost their playmaker last year. They're starting to get things going. They're just out of the playoff race right now. Maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs throw their hat in the ring on Artemi Panarin. I don't know. I don't know.
If he wants to go there, and two, would that really, really help them? I mean, yeah, they need somebody to replace Marner, but
and that's a great part about it.
Florida, but here's the
pardon me for 1 second.
They do not have a first-round draft pick in either of these next two drafts, 26 or 27. So they're out on that. They would have to give up young players. And not only that, but they would have to finagle salary to make things work too. But that is a destination to keep an eye on because Sergei Bobrovsky is Artemi Panarin's best friend. Very, very best friend. And it was rumored back in 2019 that they wanted to go play somewhere together, and Florida was the destination that they were talking about. This is definitely not happening. I think that's sarcastic, but that's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about different places later on for him. But you look at what the Rangers did last night, Phil. That's what's indicative of this team. First off, they gave up the opening goal 18 seconds in. Then they never let in the game. A beautiful play by Miller and Zibanejad. That was fantastic. But again, these guys, they don't do a lick of defense. I have absolutely no idea Monday night what JT Miller was doing on that second goal. That he basically just, I say kick the puck, but he moved the puck into the middle of the ice off the boards in his defensive end, and it led to the Vail goal. Sorry, it might have been the third goal. But I mean, this is who your captain is, who accepts no responsibility for anything. I am not confident in anybody that's in place that this rebuild can go the way it should. I don't think they know the players that they want. And in the meantime, James Dolan's yelling like Zordon from the Power Rangers, bring me some teenagers with attitude. But it's just, this is ridiculous. And You need a fresh mind. You need to get someone in here that knows what they're doing from a successful organization. And I mean, look at what happened with the Knicks. They stopped with the legacy stuff like Phil Jackson and they moved on. And look at where we are now. Now the Knicks are a much better team. They were challenging for an NBA title last year. I don't think that's the case right now. But I mean, this is why you need to you just get people that know what they're doing. Stop with this guy. And Anaheim would be a good partner with if you can.
That's all right. So this is what I've said, and I've spitballed this out on here, Twitter. I think a first round pick, McQueen and Mintyukov would be perfect. They want to talk. Anaheim's talked about moving Mintyukov. It was supposedly he requested a trade earlier on in the year. You're not getting Jackson Lacombe for him, so don't even try that. But a first McQueen and Mintyukov would literally be a perfect return for Panarin. Panarin goes to Anaheim where they need some help, especially with Leo Carlson going to be out for a little bit. And then you have another winger because they need scoring depth on their wings too. I mean, you look at McTavish is a center, Carlson's a center, and then their wingers are Gauthier and who am I missing there? Gauthier, Trotteri. They need more help. They need more help on the wings. So Chris Kreider. Chris Kreider in his last 18 games, I think has 4 points, 5 points maybe.
This is exactly why Anaheim should go after him. We're going to go later on into this why Anaheim shouldn't in our Bar Talk segment, because there's a chance California might not have that much representation. We'll talk about that in a second when we go along. But again, Phil, what does a successful Panarin trade, just be generic about it, look like to you?
Well, I would say something along the lines of that. You
have to have a blue chip NHL prospect,
a good prospect, and maybe a young roster player or another prospect in place of that, another good prospect in place of that. Or if you could get multiple first-round picks out of it.
But it's got to be maybe this year or next. But we'll see about that. Let's go across to the Islanders. And we don't have Anthony on with us, but we were discussing this with him last week. Thursday, Ilya Sorokin posted his NHL best 5th shutout of the season and look, Phil, I've said it before. He's had some easy shutouts, I thought, when in some 40 save shutouts. That was a good shutout. He really worked.
He looked really good against Edmonton.
Although Edmonton scored when they hit the crossbar and everybody started to celebrate, and then they found out it didn't even go in the net. That's been a plague going around recently all over the place. Same thing happened with Will Cooley against Sorokin just after Christmas. But then they beat the Canucks after a loss at Calgary. You look at Sorokin in the last for his NHL ranks. These might not be that impressive, but for goalies that play 25 games, he's got 2.49 goals against average, that's 3rd in the league. 915 save percentage, 3rd in the league. 16 wins, that's 11th. That's not that impressive. Goals above expected, 22.9, and 5 shutouts, best in the NHL. But that's not the number I'm going to throw out of you, Phil. Because Sorokin in 30 save games, this is an incredible stat. He is 11-0 with a 954 save percentage and a 161 goals against average and 4 shutouts. So when you give him more work, he's even more lethal. And you take that, you put into the fact that the Islanders are 23rd in the league in goals scored. And I got to ask you, is Ilya Sorokin an MVP candidate?
I don't know. I mean, are we talking top 3?
Let's say top 5 right now.
If I was doing bar talk, I would probably say beer here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like what he's doing. He's not my Vezina winner. He's probably my runner-up. I know that some people are going to say, yeah, I just think that Vasilevsky is having an amazing season considering the injuries in front of him that he's dealt with. I know that Sorokin's dealt with injuries too with Palmieri and Romanov, but Victor Hedman's a far bigger impact player than either one of those guys. And I can't put Sorokin ahead of McKinnon, McDavid, Kucherov, or Macklin Celebrini. I'm going to say beer. I would say maybe he could be at 5. It's funny because I think I'd rather give Sorokin the Hart vote instead of the Vezina vote because I don't think he's the best goaltender. I think he's number 2, but I think that he might be more important to the Islanders than almost any other player in relevance to their teams. I don't agree with this at all. I don't. McKinnon's got some talent on that team.
Yeah, we all voted last week at our midseason awards for Celebrini to be the MVP.
Yeah, I think what Macklin Celebrini is doing is far more impressive than what McKinnon is doing. Macklin Celebrini's got the San Jose Sharks in a playoff spot. Like
they're
like
minus 19 in the goal differential.
Like that's just unbelievable what they're doing. And he's a plus player too, like a big time plus player. I mean, I know it's the last wild card spot and they're technically tied with LA, but what he's doing as a second year player is just yeah, you know what? You could give Pasternak.
Oh no, we've been giving Pasta love all season.
Yeah, I would say he's right there with Sorokin. So for me, that's probably 5 is probably an argument between the two of them. I just don't think that I mean, when I look at McDavid and what he's doing, like Edmonton's rise is directly linked to McDavid's waking up. Like they're in second place because McDavid woke up. And that's just that it's undeniable. Just look at the numbers, look at when he started going off, and then look at Edmonton then, and then look at Edmonton now.
Yeah,
there's a direct correlation. It's not even up for debate. So yeah, I think Pasternak deserves some love. I think what he's doing is incredible. I've already said that he is the 3rd best Czech player that I have ever seen. He bypassed Patrick Elias for me, I think maybe even a couple of years ago. But yeah, but here, and that's the other thing. Okay, so if Sorokin is the reason why the Islanders are that great, and it has nothing to do with the team in front of them, then why does Riddick have the same or close to numbers as Sorokin? Why are Riddick's numbers that close? Because if it's not a team thing, the numbers wouldn't be close. There would be a disparity between Sorokin and Riddick. So I do think that there's some team helping there. And it's not just Sorokin pulling a 97-98 Hasek and lifting the Islanders up out of mediocrity. I really don't think it's just that. I think it's a combination of both. Because the Islanders are playing well in front of both of their goaltenders. And their goaltenders are playing very well. All the other numbers are. You could cherry pick that one stat all you want. All the other numbers is close. And yeah, for me, Schaefer is a lock for a Calder trophy.
Oh no, yeah, no, we agree with that.
This is the one year where I feel like this shouldn't even be a vote. That's it for me. And it's Celebrini, McDavid, and McKinnon would probably be my 3rd. I mean, McKinnon's having a phenomenal year. McKinnon, if anything, should probably win the Pearson. I don't think he should win the Hart, though. I do think he should win the Pearson.
My argument is these stats. that you're talking about. He's 11-0 when he's dealt with the most amount of pressure. And that's what's really helped, I think, the Islanders get to where they are, Phil. And Anthony would have a better case that he'd lay out in front of us right now. But for me, Sorokin, after Thursday night, to me, he's throwing his hat in the ring. I know some Islander writers have been on it. Some Islander writers have been talking about it probably well before I've joined this party. But I think, and Sorokin, I did give the Vezina vote to. So he would get mine. But I think it's that simple. To me, he's the guy that if you pulled him away from the Islanders, they're nowhere near anything. I think Colorado could survive without McKinnon for a little bit, even though McKinnon was this close to my Hart Trophy vote. Celebrini, what he's doing with San Jose is incredible. So even if I want to try to say top 5, I mean, McDavid automatically is always on there. I guess I'd put him ahead of Kucherov, even though you could have a solid argument for him too.
Yeah, Kucherov is having a hell of a year, man. Nobody's talking about how good he's been.
No, because this is the one time everybody's actually focused, rightfully so, on the job John Cooper's doing. They haven't lost in the last 14 games in regulation. Like, that's how good they've been for a while. So Tampa Bay, yeah, I mean, Kucherov can get a little bit more love, but I mean, man, Phil, I'm looking at these numbers with Sorokin, especially ever since he fired his goalie coach. He's right now. To me, he's head and shoulders above every other goalie in the league right now, including his best friend. But that's where I gotta look at this and go, I'd put him as a finalist. I'd put him right now in the 3. And I'd probably go with the upstart team, the President's Trophy team, and the guy that, to me, Sorokin and Sidney Crosby are the 2 dark horses in this entire thing. Because Sidney Crosby, you could argue, is in the top 5. As one guy said.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put him. I don't know if I would put him there. Like, it's just for me. All right, so Pittsburgh, yeah, listen. I think the world of Sidney Crosby.
We both do.
I mean, for years is someone that I've always hated because he was just such a Ranger killer in some of his antics. But
he wasn't on our team.
Yeah, who wouldn't love him if you had? Like, honestly, the guy's going to go down as maybe even a top 5 player of all time when it's all said and done. We'll see how much longer he plays for. But all right. I'll get to this and then I'll get back to Crosby. But the Hurricanes don't have a player that sticks out. What player sticks out?
No, nobody. Where? The Hurricanes, the Hurricanes are known for winning as a collective and for being well coached, which is funny because they never give him the Jack Adams either. I think Brad Brindamore won it once, right? Or
I don't think Brindamore has won it.
All right, but everybody just considers them a well coached team. I was on the Sebastian Aho train earlier in his career. And now I've kind of gone off of it. He's just a good player, arguably a very dirty player too, according to some people. But that's a different story. Right. I mean, there.
Bussy's having a great year in net, but I don't think he's played enough of the games to really get the Vezina vote. But I mean, who else do they have? Like, Jacob Slavin's never going to win a Norris in his lifetime because he just doesn't put up the points. It's sad. And that's why we need a Rod Langway award. We need an award where you look at the best defensive defenseman and someone like that finally gets recognized, because Slavin is probably, in terms of pure shutdown defense, is probably the best in the game. Yeah, I would say Gavrikov is right there with him, but Slavin's the best. He's the
and by the way, Jacob Slavin, who has come on Big Apple Hockey.
Yes, friend of the show, Jacob Slavin.
Yes.
So.
But the thing is, the Canes, I think the last 100-point scorer they had was Eric Stahl back in
2006. Yes. Yep.
So I
that would
mean,
be correct.
They don't put up the big offensive numbers. They're known for their defense, and like they tend to be a little disappointing. So that's whether or not people want to say it, maybe that has to something. Why are the Rangers even playing good?
They're not close to a trade yet. Once they start getting closer to a trade, you'll see roster management notices come out where this player is scratched for roster management and stuff like that. So, but Shane Gostisbehere's he's not close to Makar or Werenski in the Norris voting. And this is a year where Makar probably should run away with the Norris. I hate to say it, but
that's why you don't just take it for granted and hand it to him on years where he might not win it. All right. We're going to move on from there. We're going to finish up with just talking a quick minute about the Devils. You read some of Jim Biringer's articles. Jim is always covering the Devils. He's also covering everything around the NHL. Make sure you click the link below for his X account. But you look at the Devils this week. They beat Seattle in overtime. They fall to Carolina. They then win in overtime in Calgary. And then last night, they beat the Oilers 2-1. Phil, they also lost Luke Hughes for a significant amount of time. He dislocated his shoulder. Is there an update on that yet? Have you heard one? Because he might be facing shoulder surgery, last I heard. But
yeah, I have not heard anything as of yet. I'm just going to do a quick scan myself just to make sure. But
yeah, no problem.
I haven't heard anything. I've been checking to see if what's going on with that. But the latest that I've read, I mean, it seems like everybody's still waiting for that news to drop. It doesn't. There's no update as of yet, and scary part about that is that it looked like a relatively innocuous non-contact type injury. And sometimes those are the scariest ones. So
my right shoulder is killing me, and that's because I slept on it the wrong way. So
that's a different story. That's just
the wonders of getting older. But you kind of look at the Devil standings and everything right here. We wanted to throw some dirt on them last week because they were only a point ahead of the Rangers. But now you got them. They're tied with they're 3 points behind Pittsburgh. We're going to talk more about them in the Bar Talk segment, by the way. But they're tied with Philly. They're tied with Washington. So what exactly is the state of the Devils right now?
Oh, man. This is an interesting one because this was a team that was supposed to be a real contender. They're not far back of a playoff spot, so they could go on a run and still make the playoffs. I'm not going to count them out.
By the way, I just want to
don't like their goal differential. Out of the non-playoff teams, they have the second worst goal differential at -20. Only the Rangers have a worse goal differential than them. So their -20 is actually the 5th worst in the league. So only Vancouver -51, St. Louis -50, and Nashville. So they're 4th, or they're tied for 4th with San Jose. For 5th, sorry, with San Jose for the worst goal differential in the league. But they need to be a lot better. We have Anthony LaRocco on with us now, the third of our 4 horsemen. So, Anthony, we were just talking about what the state of the Devils is right now, just with the injuries, especially with Luke Hughes. No update on that yet. I don't think you've heard anything about Luke Hughes, right?
No.
So, it just a team that I think needs to go in a different direction too. I think that they need to move on from what they have, start getting rid of some pieces and making some moves to change things up, because what's going on here isn't working. And I know it's hard to move on from a younger core, but I do feel like the Hughes brothers are pampered there. I feel like there's no accountability there. I think they need veteran leadership. If you want to talk about a team that could hotshot a retool, I think they're in better position to do that than the Rangers are. But something's got to change in New Jersey. I think you would probably agree with me there.
Yeah, I do. First, let me say my men's league game this morning, I think Mark Williams was in goal because we got absolutely waxed. Couldn't get a save. My life depended on it. But no, the Devils, big win for them last night. They got 2 points over Calgary, even though that looked to be up in the air a little bit. Looked like they were about to be goalied by Devin Cooley. But this is a team that has all the skill in the world. They just haven't been able to put it together. A lot of that was Jack Hughes being out. And now Luke Hughes being out is a big problem. You kind of read about it, but if he really dislocated his shoulder from like a little jersey tug there, that just goes to show how fragile his shoulder is. I mean, this is a guy that has injured his shoulder two other times. So if you're a Devils fan, that's immensely concerning. So, but yeah, the Devils, despite everything, right? They're right in it there with Philly and Pittsburgh. They're alive, surprisingly. So curious to see which direction Fitzgerald goes. If he kind of doubles down and tries to make an addition, even though Hughes is going to be out. I don't know if I would do that with Hughes out, but again, you see it right there. They're 3 points behind Pittsburgh for third in the Metro. So curious to see how he proceeds with the roster freeze coming up and then the trade deadline. But they're a team that's had a lot going on around them, but they're there still. So I am really curious to see what Fitzgerald decides to do.
I don't know. I'm looking at this entire thing and just thinking the Devils shouldn't get too far ahead of themselves. What exactly is the game plan? What is exactly the way that they're gonna fight to get back into the playoff race? Look, I understand they're 3 points back, and this week they kind of energized a little bit and they're a little bit better. But I got my questions. I have my concerns. I'm not sure, not sold on the character of the club either. But they're almost like every criticism I could lay on the New York Rangers, I could lay the same criticisms on the New Jersey Devils. And that's sort of where my problem is. Like, where are they going? And right now you have, say, for instance, the Pittsburgh Penguins are ahead of them by 3 points.
Perfect timing for Jim, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have Jim Biringer jumping on with us in just a second. I think his ears and his spidey sense might have been ringing because we were talking about the Devils.
Back in a minute.
All right.
Yeah. I think Jim might be ready.
Let's bring him in right now. Jim, hi. We definitely need your common sense right here because what exactly the state of the New Jersey Devils right now?
Flux. I mean, do they know who they are? I mean, is it as bad as it seems one week and as good as it seems the next week? Probably not. It's probably somewhere in the middle. Do I think they're a playoff team? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think they're a playoff team, to be honest. Yeah, they had 2 good games. They played a good game against Edmonton the other night. Late start. You hold on to win a 2-1 game. You beat Calgary 2-1. But this is the type of games they're going to have to win right now. And be honest, I think a lot of people are kind of bracing for long-term injury with Luke Hughes. Let's be honest.
We were just gonna ask that.
Yeah, there's early from people I've talked to, early bad reporting, and I think people are trying to brace for the worst and hope for the best kind of thing, right? With this, because he saw a shoulder injury. Is it a shoulder? Is it a pec? There's reports he's out in Colorado talking with the same doctor he had the surgery with. The Devils are going to make an official announcement, but we know he's going to miss some time, and he's probably going to miss time through the Olympics. I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't play the rest of the season, I'm going to be honest.
Can the Devils survive without him for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think they could survive without him. I think they could survive without him for sure. No doubt. I think they could survive without him. No doubt.
What does this do for Dougie Hamilton then?
Well, if he's out long term, then they're not trading him. Like they're definitely not going to trade Dougie Hamilton. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because I look at this schedule right now. I mean, we talk about and you bring up a really good point. Is it as good as it is, or is it as bad as it seems? No, you're right. It's probably somewhere in the middle. But when I look at their schedule coming up for, I would say the next the next 6 games, these are winnable games for the most part. I mean,
I think there's no reason why this team shouldn't sweep this road trip right now. Like, I'm be honest, like they should win in Seattle and Vancouver. There's no reason why they shouldn't end up winning those games, right? Like, to me personally.
And then you come home and you have a struggling Winnipeg. And
Which I think that, I'm going to be honest, I think that's a loss because the first game back from a road trip, even though the Devils have bucked the trend when it comes to that, but the numbers still say first game after a long road trip, teams usually lose that game.
But the hard part is,
I mean, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
I was going to say the hard part is about what teams in the Devils' position are, and inconsistent teams. You can't guarantee that they're going to win any games.
No.
Winnable games don't exist.
No, winnable. Well, I mean, if there's a winnable game and a winnable game that you should win, it's Friday night against Vancouver.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I do agree with that. I look at that. I'm going to say the strength of schedule of the next 6 games, 7 games is really not all that tough.
No.
It's when you all right. So you get to the Islanders, and then the Sabres are playing well. The Penguins are playing well. Those 3 games in a row could throw a wrench in things.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they could go on a little run and get back into a playoff position, that may change Tom Fitzgerald's outlook going forward.
Well, I think he said it the other day. He said, they still believe that they're a playoff team. He wants to improve the team, but they need to open up cap space. I think everything is going to come down to this Luke Hughes diagnosis and injury and how long he's out for. Because if he's out, he needs to have shoulder surgery. Then forget it. Then you got LTIR money, $9 million. Go do what you have to do. But this time, go do what you have to do. Like, go spend the money and go do it. Not like the last 2 years where you had free money, and under the old rules, where you had free money and the player could come back in the playoffs and, you could be over the cap by $20 million and it didn't matter. Like now there's a playoff cap, but now you got to go spend the money and spend the assets on things. So, but they're starting to play the way that they're supposed to play. So we'll see what happens.
Jim, sorry, because just to address what David's saying right here, wasn't he having like a mass season? Were we making fun of him a couple weeks ago? But on the other hand, just because he was having a mass season and there were a couple jokes at his expense, he was still the Devils' best defenseman, wasn't he?
I think he was one of the better defensemen. I don't know. I mean, for all the crap that Dougie Hamilton's taken this year by the Devils fan base, I think Hamilton's been a little bit better than Luke Hughes. I think Pesci's been better. I think Nemec has definitely been better than Luke Hughes this year, despite like him being a healthy scratch all the time. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I think Nemec's game has come along. The big thing
I agree.
I think the big thing for me with Luke Hughes this season is, again, it's his second straight year he's missed training camp. It's his second straight year now he's been injured in the season. Yeah, people can be like, oh, well, missed a training camp, contract, this and that. It matters. Like,
it does.
It matters. Like, it matters a lot. And, not to bring this up, but I've said the minute Lane Hudson touched the ice in Montreal, I always thought he was a better defenseman than Luke Hughes. I think the world of Lane Hudson, is already miles ahead of him where he needs to be, and he's only going to get better and things like that. But, again, Luke needs to work on a lot of his game, and a lot of it has to do with understanding situations in the game. Like, I go back to the game against Carolina on Saturday night. I pointed it out on my Twitter, and people were like, oh, my God, I didn't even see it. It's when they're breaking out the puck. It's a 0-0 game. You're out shooting Carolina. You're taking it to them. And what does he do? Makes a pass across the middle of the ice, leads to a goal. Instead of getting to the line, chipping it in, and living the fight another day. Like, that's just the little things that, again, and I never played the game professionally at that high level, but you look at it and you just say, those are the little things coaches are talking about. Go live to fight another day.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you bring that up because I wanted to address that comment as well. But we can make fun of him and we can, say that he's not having a great year. But New Jersey's depth on defense is not great either, and they can't afford really to lose guys like that.
No.
The other thing I want to say is this is the discussion that I think is going to need to be had sooner or later. Like the smaller players taking over the game, there is definitely more injuries coming from that because these guys are all small. And, when you're small, one hit can really change your outlook on your season with an injury. And that's I think, a discussion that is eventually going to come to the front.
Well, I think it's already a discussion. I think it's already a discussion inside the organization that has been for a while. I think we know Jack is vulnerable to injuries, barring the freak stupidity that was done this season. And look, I'm not gonna take Luke Hughes out. Like, this is just a weird one because his shoulder went to. But last year he injured his left shoulder twice, once against Carolina and then once in the offseason doing stuff that wasn't training. But look, this is what I've told. So, and I wouldn't pat it past him. And again, it took the Devils a while to put that out because of, he was seen on the sidelines in a Michigan game with his arm in a sling. So, again, you'd wish for the best for this kid because you want him on the ice. But the Devils defense actually played pretty well against Edmonton on Tuesday night on a back-to-back. You have to wonder. Like, I know everybody's going to be like, oh, the Devils defense is better without him in the lineup. Well, they're playing the right way. And I think that's the bigger thing. And we'll see what happens. Like, if they got on a winning streak, it's great. But this is a league and a season of streaks for a lot of teams, especially in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, especially not for that team in Manhattan, who's not really going on a streak at all.
No, but I'm saying, if you look at the teams in front of the Devils, it's like Flyers have been streaky, Maple Leafs are streaky, Panthers have been streaky, like Sabres are streaky, but they're kind of being consistent. Like, everybody's so streaky this year, it's ridiculous.
And you're right about it. Hands down, everybody has their moment, and then they end up being like Homer Simpson fading back into the grass.
Yeah. It's like you're there, you're so close, but then
yeah, no, I'm just gonna go right back over here.
Like glass half full for New Jersey, they've won 4 or 5. That's great, but you still have a lot of ground to cover. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done for this team. They don't. If you're gonna get aggressive, be aggressive, but you need to know what the diagnosis is of, what that injury is before you really can make anything. And I'll be honest, as much as the Devils are trying to move Dougie Hamilton, I almost wonder if teams are like, maybe it's more palatable at July 1st. Come July 1st, once his signing bonus is paid, now it's just like $5 million in real money. Like, it's not as big. So I think that's something to watch with that front as well. I don't remember this happening. I don't remember Brett Pesce ever getting booed this season.
Yeah, no.
I don't either. I mean,
I know Luke Hughes got booed. He got booed.
Yeah, the entire game.
He got booed hardcore. And he deserved that. He was playing like absolute garbage.
Yeah, he caused 2 goals. That pretty much usually, like we said it before, I said it on the program, I've talked to a lot of people about it. Like, that any other coach, he's on the bench. So
yeah, and not with Sheldon Keefe. That's a completely different story. All right. So we're gonna go into bar talk. By the way, I got a question about last week's football games, but I have to wait for Anthony to get back because I have to ask that one question to him. Because I think I can't wait to hear his opinion. I think we all know what question it is. Yeah. But let's get into our NHL bar talk.
Let's kick it into high pace. Grab your mates, it's time to unlock NHL bar talk.
Layup, get the damn hoop.
We go shot here.
The easiest I've ever had to answer.
I'm actually going to go crazy. I'm going to buy everybody around.
We're all in this game, let the good time shake.
I really have the dorkiest model on that right there. I just still can't believe it. But Everybody, welcome back to Big Apple Hockey's Bar Talk. We're engaging our confidence on NHL topics based on our choice of drink. You're so confident that you bite around, so I'll have a beer, or oh, God, I need a shot. Throw your comments down below, or I was hoping to have a new gift for you right now today, Evan, about it being hoop time, but it's not really going to be the case. All right. And of course, Boss Croakers. Go to Wing Night at Boss Croakers. 40-cent wings, $2 tacos, $4 Miller Lights and Yinglings, and a great place to watch a game. Yours truly will be there tomorrow night. Anyway, guys, so we know last week, just a quick recap, the New York Rangers released letter 2.0 because, Jim, as I said before, the sequel is never as good as the original. But announcing a retooled, it was not a rebuild. Oh, I'm not a rebuild. So that's where Jim Dolan could go with that one. However, going up to this trade deadline, I'll start with you, Phil. The Rangers could move up to 4 players by this trade deadline.
I could see that. I can't say it's around just because I don't know if they'll be able to move. I would love for them to move Trocheck. I really would. And I would love to see Panarin, Trocheck, and at least Susie go.
I think Susie is
Schneider in the offseason, maybe Lafreniere in the offseason as well. But not a layup. Good job, Marcus.
Well, yeah. I'm still trying to get in the right seated position over here, guys. Sorry.
Actually, Dwayne here's got a great question. Which deadline?
We're gonna use the real trade deadline, not just the Olympic one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say beer just because I think it's possible. I know Panarin for sure. I would imagine Susie. You know what? Actually, this is a good one too. I think Radish will probably get some interest because some teams are going to want some depth scoring with some size. Rodzinski, I'm not sure. I think he would make a good acquisition to a team too that needs a good fourth liner. But yeah, there's multiple pieces. I don't know how far they want to go here. That's really the question. So I'm going to say beer.
Jim?
Yeah, I'm gonna say beer. It all depends because it all depends on the packages, especially for Trocheck. I could definitely see Susie going. I could see another one of their UFAs going as well. Just because, but there's going to be interest. Obviously, Lafreniere, Trocheck, Panarin. Obviously, I think we can all agree he's probably going to be on the move unless he says, "Nah, I don't feel like it." But I got a feeling that's at least one. I feel like at least 2 players are going, maybe 3. But what they should do is 4, maybe even a little bit more. But I don't know if that's going to actually happen. To be honest, but I think they should do. They should do 4, but I think it'll probably be like 2 or 3 guys that end up going.
Would love to get Anthony in on this, but
yeah, I'd love to get Anthony on this. I would say it's going to be Susie's gone, Panarin's gone, so there's 2.
That's 2 for sure. I think.
That's 2 for sure.
Trocheck possibly, Sam Carrick possibly.
Yeah, Sam Carrick's another one that I think there's going to be some interesting.
Is Carrick UFA?
Yes.
Yeah, and then he's gone. Yeah. That's 3. I think they'll get. I think Carrick will go there.
Yeah, I believe Carrick is a UFA because I think it was a 2-year deal. Actually, you know what? I think he might have signed an extension.
Oh, he did sign an
extension. I'm checking that right. Yeah, but still, he's just for 1 more year. So, remember, everybody got an extension with the Rangers.
No, there's no. Hold on.
I'm
on the wrong page. Hold on. I want Carrick.
I have it. Sam Carrick right here. He's signed through next season.
Yeah, but still, teams will be interested with guys with term.
Yeah, think about Trent Frederick last year. That was a guy that was the same boat. And yeah, Taylor Radish is there. I think actually this is a round. I think they're gonna. I think they might be up to 5 if Chris Drury's smart.
I think that Carrick could be moved. He's cheap enough.
Yeah, I think somebody will be out. Somebody will do it. Somebody will ask.
And don't forget Jonathan Quick, because the Rangers send him somewhere. I'm not even saying that he'd be a starter in the playoffs, but a good capable backup. Which is there you go. One less chance of him winning a cup. I mean, I
don't know if Carrick is the proverbial Paul Gaustad. I mean, would I love that? Yeah, absolutely. If Carrick got a Paul Gaustad like return, I'm probably streaking through the streets because that's a hell of a return.
Teams are going to be very stingy with their first round draft picks this year, although we're not seeing that so much.
Nobody wants to see me streak, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there.
But let me throw this one out there though on this. I had it. I think there's going to be. We'll be all happy about the Rangers stockpiling first round draft picks. But the problem is, once that happens, what are they going to do with those first round draft picks? Because it's going to be another. Oh, hi, you drafted that guy. Don't even know who he is. Even some of us crash course draft experts thought it was a bad idea. Yeah. Anthony, the Rangers will move up to 4 players by the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. I'm torn on this because I was thinking about the letter the other day, and I was thinking to myself, like, Drury's like, who is he? Because who is he moving? They already said that, like, in meetings, Igor, Fox, Miller, Zibanejad, Gavrikov, they all said they're down with the retool. They want to stay. So those guys aren't going anywhere. So then that means you're going to trade Panarin. Okay, you're going to trade Artemi Panarin. And who else? Because it seems like Trocheck's not a guarantee. They're like, if you listen to the insiders, they're like, oh, well, they'll have to get a really good offer that blows them away to deal them. So it's like you put out this letter, and you're only going to trade what? Artemi Panarin and maybe Carson Soucy? Like,
well, yeah, I agree with you on that. We were just debating about Sam Carrick, though. If somebody could take a flyer on him.
Yeah, you could. So yes, I mean, if you want to include like just depth players like Brodinski, Carrick, then I'll say I guess round. I was looking at this more so of like a big strip like core players like Lafreniere, Panarin, Trocheck, etc. So when you said 4, that I immediately thought. But yes, if you want to include those guys, then yeah, I think there's a chance because I think some of those guys may have value to a playoff team. You always need those kind of role players / grinders. So I'll say beer. I'll say beer. But I will say this, just in reference to the letter alone. If Artemi Panarin goes and Carson Soucy goes and just like fourth liners aside from that go, then the letter's a joke because then what would you do? You didn't really change much.
No,
Anthony, I think you gave the letter way too much credit. It's already a joke. So, anyway, let's stick with a guy that was traded. Let's go with that trade deadline theme. Guy that was traded a lot in his career and a lot of times at the trade deadline. And that's thank you very much, David. And that was Anthony Duclair. You look at what he's done, raised only 7 goals in the last 7 games. It's up to 11 on the season. Anthony, that one that he had last night was almost a carbon copy of the one, his second goal, I should say. Almost a carbon copy of the one he had in Edmonton from Cal Ritchie. Not quite, because this time Cal Ritchie didn't do a spinorama to make the pass. But Anthony Duclair is a better scorer than anyone the Islanders could add at the deadline.
I'm almost tempted to say round, not because just Anthony Duclair is this amazing player, an amazing scorer, but who's out there that they're going to get? I mean, they're not going to get anyone from the Rangers. Chances are they're not going to change. They're not going to trade with the Rangers, so that eliminates them. What other I mean, Nashville's tied or a point back from a wild card spot now. So
yeah.
I was listening to Friedman on Sirius XM earlier, and he said, the Predators may just slow play it now. Like they're not going to rush into anything. So like if Stamkos was guaranteed to be traded, then I would say shot because maybe he would obviously be better than Duclair. But if you take him off the table, you take the Rangers players off the table. What other player out there from Stellar is really significantly better? There's Blake Coleman. I mean, he's great. He's a role player, but I wouldn't say he's a better scorer than Duclair. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Vancouver, Elias Pettersson, sure, but I mean, I'm not guaranteed he gets moved.
I'd take Brock Besser over Elias Pettersson.
His contract, well, yeah, I mean, but Besser's name isn't out there yet, so
no,
I don't know.
And he just signed an extension, so like,
I guess,
I don't think Besser's going anywhere.
Yeah,
neither do I. But
look, just to wrap it up, depending on one of you guys, like I said, I'm gonna go. I am gonna go round just because I don't know. There's not many sellers to begin with, and two, the ones there are, they're not going to trade with the Islanders, and I just think this is a poor year. This is a poor year if you're a buyer because you're not going to find that Bo Horvat that the Islanders got a few years ago. It's just not there right now. So yeah, that's just my take on it. But it is really, really good for the Islanders that Duclair is starting to produce because they need someone to step up, and if he can keep doing it, that's great.
Jim, what do you think? Is Duclair better than anyone the Islanders could add at the deadline?
I mean, like we're just trying to go through options here. If Besser was available, then yeah, Besser's better. But unless they're getting somebody from Nashville and it doesn't looks like they're gonna do anything, you're probably not getting Panarin. So that's out the question. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say, it's around here for this because what top scorer is really available right now? What goal scorer that could provide offense to the Islanders right now? And Anthony Duclair has found his mark again, and he's starting to score, and he's starting to be the player that many people expected him to be. And it's good for him for taking whatever he had to get rid of last year, go through the stuff that he went through, and he's coming back even better. So, yeah, I mean, unless you're telling me they're getting Jason Robertson and the Dallas Stars, it's Anthony Duclair right now.
And by the way, good thing he found his mark. My wife found her mark. It was 3 years ago, but that's a different story.
Oh, wow.
Filk. Filk. Anthony Duclair, is he better than anybody the Islanders can add?
Beer? I mean, all right, so he has 7 goals in his last 7 games. Okay, fine. What was he before that? You want to take a look at the numbers from before
Not doing much.
They're not, yeah. In 39 games.
4 in his last.
4 goals and 13 points. Like, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about, is he a better scorer than Blake Coleman? I mean, if you want to talk natural talent, yeah, but I don't know of many teams that wouldn't take Blake Coleman over Anthony Duclair. And the terminology here pigeonholes me here. And that's what I don't like. So you're saying it's a better scorer. Is he a better option? No. Because I also think Nazem Kadri, the last I heard, there's rumblings that he's going to be made available by Calgary. Okay. So if he becomes available, then he absolutely blows Duclair or anyone else, maybe Stan Strocek or Panarin, out of the water at that point. So that changes things up and can make for a more interesting deadline if he is in fact available. I'm going to say Beer just because the terminology, like I said, pigeonholes me there, but I don't necessarily agree with it because at some point he's going to come off this streak. This streak is obviously not lasting. So it's unsustainable. No player is going to continue at a goal per game pace over 7 or 8 plus games. It's not happening. And not only that, but in those games, if you look at it, he scored in only 4 of those 7 games. There are 3 other games where he went pointless. So not that he was playing terrible by any means, in those games. But, I mean, those numbers are propped up by a hat trick game. So if you take away that hat trick game, you want to go to the last 6. If we really want to cherry pick numbers and start distorting things, then it comes to 4 goals in 6 games, which is still very nice. Don't get me wrong. I think anybody will take that in a heartbeat on their team. But again, like, I mean, I just think this is a player that has a habit and a history of just going hot and cold. It's like he's like Chris Kreider in that regard. Like he could show up for 6-7 games where he goes absolutely ballistic, and then the next 10 to 20, you're like, huh? Where is this guy? Where is the same player that we saw in that 6-7 game span? So for me, I mean, natural talent scoring wise, there's not a lot of players better that are available just because like Anthony said, the market's so poor. It's one of the worst markets we've seen. But at the other end of it, he's not the best option. So I'm gonna just go beer.
Okay. Sorry, I went shot with you before, so let's get that right there. I'm going around on this one, so I'm going to put that one up. 2 reasons why. 1, slim pickets in the market, and 2, I think actually there's something there with both Cal Ritchie and on there. And was he playing with the Barzell line for a little bit last night?
Yeah. He's been playing with Holmstrom and Duclair.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, sometimes it's just that easy.
Wasp switches it up. So sometimes it's Lee, Barzell, Duclair. Sometimes it's Holmstrom, Barzell, Duclair. He's kind of mixing the lines around. But good for Duke.
And I know it was preseason, but last year, Barzell, Duclair, and Horvat, they were like moving the ball around so much, or the puck, I should say, because I was trying to equate this to the Harlem Globetrotters and then she played Sweet Georgia Brown. That's how good they were playing last year. Now, on the other hand, obviously it's hockey and it could change at any moment. But still, Duclair has been on a hell of a streak. See if he keeps it going. I think they found something, though, with him right now. Guys, let's look at the Metropolitan Division standings. You look at them right now, the Islanders, 59 points, Pittsburgh 57. Obviously, Carolina leading the division. Logjam at 54 points right now. But those pesky Pittsburgh Penguins, they're just back and forth all over the place. And now they're back into the playoff race again. So, Jim, I got to ask you, the Penguins will win the Metropolitan 3 seat. I guess you could call it seed, actually, but I wanted this one.
They're going to finish 3rd in the Metro.
Yeah.
That's tough.
This is like a race to mediocrity in this one.
Yeah, it really is, because like we said before, if New Jersey figures it out, there could be a 3 seed, 3rd seed. Philly, I think, is going to fall out. So no.
Yeah, they're not doing well. I think Philly's lost five of their last 6.
They won the other night.
Yeah, they are not looking good.
Washington's still in front of them. I'm gonna go shot here because I just think there's teams behind them, and I think Washington's one of them, and I think New Jersey has the potential to overtake them. Again, New Jersey has a lot of work to do. I still don't think they're a playoff team, but they have the potential to do it. But if there's a team that I think could overtake Pittsburgh, it would be Washington, just because the talent that they have there. Tom Wilson's back, and they have to start playing better. But I just think that's the team that's going to do it. I just don't think Pittsburgh's going to hold on the whole season and finish in the top 3 in the Metro Division. I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Phil, think Pittsburgh gets the 3rd seed?
Ooh, that's a tough one for me. I like the way that they're playing. I think just what Sidney Crosby is doing is unbelievable at his age, considering that the team lacks some significant depth. They lost 3 in a row, but then won 2 of their last 3, and their loss in that time was in Columbus in a shootout loss. But I mean, Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Chicago, and the Rangers are the next 5. So, I mean, Edmonton's a tough game. The other games are all winnable for them. Again, I know some people don't like to use the term winnable because, I mean, every team is different. But I'm going to say beer here because I just don't know if I trust their depth to be able to hold up. I mean, Malkin has kind of cooled off a bit after a hotter start to this year. He looked like a resurgent of getting Malkin. I mean, he's still like a point per game guy, but he's missed time. He hasn't been the same since he came back, you ask me. I don't know if I trust the depth here. I don't want to say shot just because things can change and they can go and make a deal. But when I look at their scoring, it's Sidney Crosby here, and then everyone else is like here.
Yeah.
Like they have no other players that are close to, I mean, Malkin aside, they have no other players that are really point per game. I think Erik Karlsson got hurt. That was another one. It just, their depth right now just does not look great. I mean, they're running Brett Kulak on a top pairing with Chris Letang, Ryan Shea with Parker Wotherspoon, and then Ryan Graves and Connor Clifton. I mean, they have no puck movers outside of Letang.
Yeah.
Literally no puck movers. So, having, or as I think Anthony pointed out here.
Yeah, Anthony pointed that out.
Points. Yeah, it just, I don't want to say shot. I'm going to say beer just because, but I don't like the way things look for them.
No.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I can say shot. I have to say beer on this one because, look, we all want to see Sidney Crosby back in the playoffs. That's one story. But you look at these teams every single day with the Metro especially. It's like you got a team that they win 3 straight. Yeah. You got a team that wins 3 straight. Next thing you know, they lose 4 straight. Like, what's going on in the Metro? I mean, the Rangers basically put out the white flag, and then they go out and blow the doors off the Flyers. And part of that has to do with the Flyers. So
but part of it also has to do with the Rangers know how to beat the Flyers.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, too.
Mika seems to always have a hat trick against them.
Well, you know what that also says to me? It's like everybody wanted to perform well as soon as they were going to start trading. I think that said, get me the hell out of here. But yeah, I agree with Anthony on this, that the loser's seat, I mean, 11 loser points, those are really helpful. But I mean, just the Metro's looking ugly. And one reason why is because the wild card is probably going to come, 2 of them out of the Atlantic. Because after all, the Toronto Maple Leafs, you look at them on Christmas, 37 points, 15th in the East. And then look at them right now. They're 2 points back of a wild card spot. They've gotten hot. Okay, I actually have to put the banner up on this one. But Filk, the Toronto Maple Leafs are back, baby.
You're in 2 points out of wild card 2. I mean, are we really talking about this team being back? I'm gonna say shot.
Okay.
Like when you say back, like that means like they're a division leader again. They're someone that you could see taking the division crown. I don't see that. I really don't see that with the Maple Leafs right now. And again, I wonder about their depth. I wonder, like, who's going to step up. If they were to go make a big deal for somebody like a Panarin or something like that, then cool. But how are you going to tell me that this team is back when Bobby McMahon and Max Domi are playing with Austin Matthews on their first line? Their second line is Matias Machelli, John Tavares, and Matthew Knies. I love Nick Raw, but I mean, their third line is him, Easton Cowan, and Nick Robertson, who really hasn't stuck at the NHL level. And I like Scott Lawton as a number 4 center, but their defense doesn't scare me. Their goaltending doesn't scare me.
Their goaltending.
Their power play hasn't really been all that great. Like, what scares you about this team? What scares you enough to say that this team is quote unquote back?
Maybe if Austin Matthews can return to form, I guess.
And you're saying if, but
Yeah.
has he returned to form? Has he returned to form? He's
That's a
got
good question.
25 goals in 43 games. So that's just under a 50-goal pace. But I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? He's 42 points in 43 games. I don't know why we're saying back when shot. Absolute shot for me. I mean, Nylander's hurt. I don't know how long Nylander's going to be out for. I mean, Matthew Nyes has had a real breakout year, probably one of the breakout players of the year. But their scoring depth is horrendous. After Nyes, the next highest scoring player, who's their 5th highest scorer on the team, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, a 34-year-old defenseman. And nice for him to have a resurgent year where it looks like he might finish with 40 or more points for like the first time since he was still playing in Arizona. But Morgan Riley, 29 points for a guy that's supposed to be your top puck-moving defenseman. No. Shot.
By the way, everybody, I've been trying to find a way to just get comfortable sitting here, and also my shoulder would not let me get a good night's sleep, so there's like a lot of yawns that are right behind me. But the caffeine should be kicking in soon. Jim, think the Maple Leafs are back, or is, not so much back yet?
Not so much back yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as say shot that they're like not back, but they're playing the right way again, and they're playing but the issues with the Maple Leafs, and this is going to get them in trouble. Yeah, they looked great against Colorado and Vegas winning overtime, but then they had a couple stinkers. Like they had a stinker against Utah on a back-to-back. Then they had a stinker at home the other night against Minnesota. Like when they play, and then they get points. When they don't, they get blown out. But I expect them to be still in the playoff mix. I don't think they're back yet, but I think they're understanding what they have to do to win. And I think the small tweak of moving on from Mark Savard really ignited this team moving forward. And I think you're seeing Matthews and that power play take the next step. But to say they're officially back, no.
Yeah, and the same thing. I gotta agree with you guys. I am gonna go to beer. I'm not gonna go any lower than that because again, it's too tough, Filk. I gotta agree with you. Not necessarily to shot just yet, but they're at least progressing in the right direction. You got to look at that jump that they made. But Nico's right here, where it's like I trust the Panthers more than the Maple Leafs, even though the injuries are still continuing to hit them. Look, the Panthers are going to start getting healthier, and then everything's going to be all right for them. But Buffalo,
that's one thing again. I'm not going to sleep on them.
Yeah,
you can't sleep on them when they starting to find their game.
And I was there for Matthew Tkachuk's first game back, and listening to his comments afterwards, talked about that first period being a little awkward, and second period it got better. Then third period it felt like he got back. Watching his game live, I can tell you right now, he ain't lying. His decision making was a lot better in the third. His skating looked better in the third. His puck handling looked better in the third. He looked like he was really starting to get his feet under him. So once he starts getting to get his feet under him, he's the type of guy that can take your offense, be your spark plug, and really change the dynamic of your team around, as we've seen over the last 4 seasons with Matthew Tkachuk there in Florida now. So yeah, I'm not sleeping on them. I'm with you on that, Nico. Just wait until it starts getting closer to the end of the season, and we start hearing the talks about Sasha Barkov being in non-contact jerseys and coming back in time for the playoffs. Because
coming back to play in the regular season because they need points to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I don't. You know what? I don't. I think they could be in a playoff spot without him. I think this East is so wide open. New Jersey, you said flux. The Rangers suck. The Islanders.
I'm putting the Rangers out of this equation.
Oh, the Rangers aren't even in the equation.
Yeah, I'm not even putting them in the equation. I'm saying
Toronto, up and down.
Toronto up and down. Columbus,
Pittsburgh, up and down. Philly lost 6 in a row before winning against Vegas the other night.
And then Boston too, right? You think about Boston, right? Like they're up and down.
They're another up and down. Of course, yeah. They're another up and down team. I mean, they're on their last 10, they're 8-2. But again, is that sustainable with that roster? And I don't think so.
No.
Well, let's look at a guy that's been trying to get his legs back all season, and that's Jonathan Toews, who returned with Winnipeg for the first time to Chicago, and he received a 5-minute standing ovation at the United Center. And just, it was kind of magical. See that much appreciation. Look at what Toews has got with the Blackhawks. He's got, sorry, this is going to expire in 10 seconds. Let me get that off. And there you go. All right. Toews, 6th in goals scored, 8th in assists, 6th in points. Those are the all-time ranks. Jim, got to start with you on this one. Jonathan Toews is a top 4 Blackhawk all-time.
Ooh. Oh. All right. Got Patty Kane, Stan Mikita, got the Golden Jet. Jeremy Roenick, Tony Amonte,
Chris Chelios.
Chris Chelios is in that conversation.
We're definitely forgetting some names here.
Eddie
Belfour,
Tony Esposito.
That's the one I was looking for, Jim.
Like top 4. Hasek was a backup in Buffalo.
No, yeah, David, I think, is just being his usual sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And you didn't spell his name right.
No, yeah, you can't spell his name wrong. You pulled a mark there, David.
Yeah. No.
Hey.
It's a I'll go shot here because I don't.
Okay.
He's not even my top 5 of them because I just went through a bunch of names here, right?
Wow.
Like, he's not my top 5. I know what he did, and I know he's Captain Serious, and he was part with Kane. But if you really think about it, like, I could make an argument Duncan Keith's ahead of him. I could make an argument that Brent Seabrook's ahead of him. I can make an Seabrook was a great leader for those Hawks teams, and he was a big reason why they came back 3-1 against Detroit the one year. He calmed down Jonathan Toews. So when he was in the pot,
I mean, you're not wrong there, but
no, but I'm saying like I said, you could. I'm not saying I am, but I am going to put Patrick Kane ahead of him. I'm going to put Espo ahead of him. I'm going to put Bobby Hull ahead of him. Roenick, like guys like that. I think that set the stage of what is supposed to be a Blackhawk. Like, I don't have him in my top 4, I'm be honest.
All right. Phil, do you have
I take Central, but I mean
well, that's why we asked the question. That's why we format it like this. Phil, do you have Toews as your top 4?
My 3 are Hull, Mikita, and Kane. That's our top 3. Kane, because he won the scoring title in the MVP, first American to do so. Kane was also just an incredible scorer. I think Kane at his very best was also closer to being the best in the league than Toews was. Toews was, for me, probably the 3rd or 4th best two-way forward of his era. I mean, you're going to go Bergeron with the 6 Selkies. You're going to go Pavel Datsyuk with 3. And then you're going to go, probably Anze Kopitar with 2 Selke trophies and being one of 5 players to win it while scoring 90 points in a season like he did in 2018. I will say that Tony Esposito is probably 4 for me because the guy won 3 Vezina trophies and was one of the best goaltenders of a generation that included greats like Ken Dryden and Jerry Cheevers and Bernie Parent and so on. So I'm going to go – I'll probably have to go Tony Esposito. Or, I mean, you could also argue Duncan Keith. I know Toews was the captain. And I know that he won a Conn Smythe and Grey Cups. But so did Duncan Keith. Duncan Keith also won the same amount of Olympic gold medals. And Duncan Keith was a 2-time Norris winner. So, and he won his first Norris while Nick Lidstrom was still in the league. And Nick Lidstrom won his last Norris, I believe, the year after Keith won his first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he won it in a decade or in an era that included Nick Lidstrom, Zdeno Chara. He won it the year after Chara won his only Norris. Shea Weber. I mean, you talk about Roenick. Roenick, yeah. I mean, I think Roenick was a little closer to being the best in the game than Toews was, and Roenick was a very good two-way forward as well. But Roenick doesn't have the longevity or the accolades that Toews has as a Blackhawk. So I can't put Roenick ahead of him, even though I am biased towards Roenick, if I'm being perfectly honest. So yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna go shot. I don't think, and yeah, winning cup. Yeah, cups account for something because it's a team achievement though. That's the problem. Belfort won 2 Vezina trophies
in an era which was very hard to win one.
And yeah, and he won it right in Waugh's prime.
So in Hasek's prime.
He did not win it in Hasek's prime. Hasek's prime started in 94 when he won his first, and that was that 8-season run where he won 6 and 2 MVPs. So
exactly where I'm going at, just how hard it was for him to even be a finalist.
Yes, agreed. Especially when you had guys like Cujo and Waugh and Barrasso, and that was one of the greatest goaltending generations ever, if not the greatest. Chelios also won 2 Norris trophies in Chicago. So for Chris Chelios was one of the top 3 best defensemen in the NHL at that time when he was in Chicago.
In an era where it was very difficult to win a Norris trophy.
Again, that's probably the best generation of defensemen ever. So for me, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. But yeah, I gotta go shot here because I can't argue him over Esposito just because Tony was so good. 3 Vezina trophies in that era is something. He is the reason why Dryden is not the all-time leader in Vezina trophy wins.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going Esposito at 4.
Guys, I was going to try to argue that you could argue Toews for the greatest Blackhawk of all time, but he might not have even been the best on his own team. I mean, after all, how many Americans have led the league in scoring? Just one.
No.
Patrick Kane. And
Patrick Kane,
Duncan Keith. I completely neglected the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many good Blackhawks that played there, and don't forget, Patty Kane contributed a little bit more on some of these game-winning goals than Toews did.
And of course, I neglect my own rule, which is you overrate the winners, you underrate the people that played during the losing era. And I mean, Dennis Savard is another guy that's in there.
Dennis Savard,
yeah.
How are we not talking about Pierre Pilote? The guy won 3 Norris trophies in Chicago.
Good player. Another good player.
Yeah.
He won 3
I got to go shot on this one. And it's no slight at Jonathan Toews. I think there's just a logjam to figure out. This isn't as easy as Detroit. I think Detroit, when we were talking about Fedorov last week, I think this one's a little bit tougher to place as. But Toews was just such a great winner for them. And I
mean, well-deserved ovation, like everything he did for the team and everything. But
you just kind of wish there's one thing to erase off of his track record. That's about it. Not getting into any more details on it.
Yeah,
But
I mean that one's tough though. I mean, because how much did they know? Didn't know? Did they say something that didn't go anywhere? Like stuff
right,
like
the
that.
handling of the whole situation.
Yeah,
But
like how much do you put that on? Like for instance, let's play hypothetical for a minute. Say he saw it. Say he says something. Say he brings it to the proper channels and it doesn't go anywhere. Like, is it his responsibility now to go higher up and to make those guys look even worse than what they're doing?
correct.
So
That's why the guy that
I really don't
take all the blame on it is Dan Bowman.
yeah, so whatever. I mean, like I said, again, it's in the past. It's over. He's playing again. He went through his medical history. And he's back, and he had a great ovation. So that's it.
Well, let's go back to the present, because when you look at the Pacific Division standings, you look at Vegas, 60 points, Edmonton, 58, Anaheim, 53, tied with San Jose. The Stars on San Jose for a reason, because that's the last wild card right now. LA is on the outside looking in, so is Seattle, and Calgary is starting to make a push to try to make the playoffs. Are they going to make it? They're probably going to fall short.
Yeah.
However, Jim, I'll ask you this one once again to start it. Only one California team will make the playoffs this season.
Ooh. I'm gonna say beer, because here's why. I think San Jose could be the team that makes it, but the way the Pacific Division is, I could definitely see Anaheim staying where they are. I think they're a little ahead of schedule for me under Quenneville, but because I only had them battling, and it's a big stretch for them right now because they got to play Colorado again. They got a tougher schedule ahead of them, going on the road. They went on the road, didn't look great, came back home, looked good again. Let's see what happens when they go on the road. San Jose, to me, they made the trade for Sherwood. I think Mike Greer's rewarding this group on how they're playing. I think a lot of those teams are ahead of schedule. If somebody said before the season started what one team was going to make the playoffs, probably be the Kings. I don't think the Kings are a playoff team, and they're surviving because of those loser points that they have.
Yeah,
they can't seem to win at home or score goals at home. But I don't. If I had to say one, I think there's a good possibility we're going to get two. But which two right now, I'm not sure. But I think it's the two we're seeing right now in the standings.
Anthony, you think only one California team is going to make the playoffs?
Shot. I think two are going to make it, because I think, let's just say, Anaheim, San Jose, LA all have 53 points. Let's just say, okay, one of them gets third in the Pacific. I think the last wild card, you're talking either, let's just call it Anaheim gets third in the division. We're talking San Jose and LA. I think one of those two teams will get the second wild card, because I don't think it's going to be Seattle, Nashville, or Calgary. So, I'm pretty confident there'll be two.
Phil, how many California teams?
I don't buy Seattle. I don't buy Nashville. I think it's a matter of time before Nashville sells. I think they should sell. I think changes need to be made in Seattle. There needs to be another big-time weapon that's brought in to help them out. And I don't know if they really have the availability to do that. I don't think their winning is sustainable when they have a minus 14 goal differential. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. Currently on a 3-game losing streak. I don't trust them. I don't trust Nashville either. 5-5-0 in their last 10. They lost their last 2. Their roster construction isn't great. I don't see Calgary. I think Calgary is going to go into sell mode sooner than later, especially when you're hearing names like Nazem Kadri being available. Mm-hmm. I think Utah's going to make it this year. And I think the teams that are in the Pacific spots right now will probably be the teams, because I think Anaheim is going to go make a move. They want to make it. They're going to go make another move. I think they're going to respond to San Jose's acquisition of Kiefer Sherwood, which I think is a great pickup for them. I still think San Jose needs to make a move to add another defenseman. Dougie Hamilton would have been nice for them. I think that would have been a real good fit, but he didn't want to go there. LA needs to make a move, but here's the question. Is there going to be a bidding war for Artemi Panarin in California? LA and Anaheim. And he's got reasons to go to both places. I mean, LA is a big city. I would imagine that he and his wife would love to live there. I could see him extending there. They need pieces offensively, at least for the next few years going forward. So he could probably help them in kind of a transition time. But Anaheim, there's a ton of former teammates there and guys that he's very, very friendly with. And Chris Kreider, Jacob Trouba, Frank Petrano, Ryan Strome, who was his center for 3 years in New York. So yeah, I could see 2 California teams making the playoffs. I don't know if the third team is going to make it. That's really the question for me. So I'm going to say shot because I see 2, but again, Panarin I think is going to play a pivotal role in this because I think the two California teams in Los Angeles and Anaheim, the 2 Southern teams, are going to be in the bidding war and the finals for Artemi Panarin.
You know something? I'm actually going to go round on this. I'm not a big believer in Anaheim anymore. I'm more of a believer in San Jose than I am in Anaheim. And I'm not in love with what LA is exactly showing. So I think the Central might gobble up those 2 wild cards, which would then be Edmonton and Vegas up in the Pacific. And then you have those 3 teams trying to fight for the 3rd place seed. That's why I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's only going to end up being one of them. All right, guys, that is the end of Big Apple Hockey's Bar Talk. We'll do some pickups in a moment. But first, I have Mr. Anthony LaRocco on with us. And, of course, Mr. Jim Biringer, who covers so much. Jim literally covers every single podcast that there is. So that's why it's good to have him on here.
I'm a savant when it comes to hockey, but I also have a passion for college football and the NFL. But yeah.
I have to ask Mr. LaRocco this question, and Jim, please clarify. Anthony, was that a catch?
You'll never convince me it wasn't, especially the next day with the Rams-Bears game when Devontae Adams has a similar play. And it goes the other way. So, yeah, for me, he had the ball. His knee was on the ground. The defender was touching him. Even when he rolled over, he still had the ball. It wasn't until when he got on his side where the Broncos cornerback wrestled it from him. So, I think it was a catch. Terrell Owens said it was a catch. Richard Sherman said that he was very confused by it. So,
as Brian, same thing.
What would you say?
As Brian said, it was a catch too.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely a catch, and Sean McDermott got fired, which I don't know necessarily agree with, but what he said in the post game was absolutely true. He's like, at least take your time with it, at least look at it, and he said that's why he called a timeout after, because he wanted to slow things down. He wanted them to give it more of a look, and they just didn't. It was kind of like, nope. Okay, I just feel like, maybe if they slowed it down, every other play takes 10 minutes when they review it. Maybe if they did it, maybe they would have saw, maybe they would have identified it as a 50-50 possession, in which case tie goes to the receiver in the NFL. Maybe they would have concluded that. So
that's what's boggling my mind. How is it not simultaneous possession?
Yeah, I don't know. And a lot of people are saying the same things, like RG3. He's like, I could see it both ways. He's like, however, what is a catch? He's like, we don't know anymore. Similarly, NHL with goaltender interference, it's always we have one goal, no goal. Like there's nothing that's steady and consistent. So I agree. We don't know what a catch is anymore. I sure as hell don't. But to me, that was a catch. Now you got me all fired up, Mark. You know what? I need to lose.
All right. Well, I need you fired up because we're going to be going into pickups right now. Jim, you think that was a catch, by the way?
Do I think it was a catch? Yeah, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I think the body language on the Buffalo Bills should have been a lot better, and you should have been arguing a little bit more if you thought it was a catch. And
True.
also, I'm gonna say this: Bills had 5 turnovers.
They did. Yeah.
You can't leave it in the referee's hands. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, like you can't leave it in the referee's hands. And if you do,
Yeah.
you better make a better argument, because we see the National Hockey League all the time with the goalies who think it's goaltender interference or not, whatever. They make a stink. And
Oh man,
so
you went where I was going to go. I was going to ask, which is the more annoying and inconsistent thing to call, a catch in the NFL or goaltender interference in the NHL?
I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
a catch. To be honest, I think it's a catch because we don't even know what a catch is in college football now, too. If we watch the game Monday night, Surratt catches the ball, drops it, gets it punched out of his hand, and then he picks it up, and they're like, oh, no, incomplete pass. I'm like, wait a minute. The dude just took 2 steps after he caught the ball. Like, wait a minute. Like, what are we doing here? So,
Yeah.
but the biggest thing for me with Buffalo is look, Anthony and I may disagree on this. I had Sean McDermott on my hot seat to begin the season just because I think they needed to make a deep playoff run. I think they needed to win a Super Bowl. I understand why he got fired. I get it. I think the biggest thing that did him in is just not taking the knee in the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Keeping away with point. Like, just all right, we're going to halftime. We got to go. But again, Josh Allen didn't have his best game as the Bills quarterback in the playoffs and all that. So, but yeah, that's my thought on it. I just don't like if I can't leave it in the referee's hands. I can't do it.
Well, what we got to do is we got to go to Pick'ems. So let's do that right now.
I've got a gut feeling.
You want me to do 2 things?
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
And now let's start by choosing which team is going to win the Atlantic Division, Detroit, Tampa, or Montreal. Mr. LaRocco started off for us.
I'm gonna go Tampa. They're really good as it is with missing people. They're gonna get Hedman back. I think it's the Bulls.
Filk?
Tampa. I mean, they got a guy. They got my Vezina winner in net right now, Andrei Vasilevsky. I trust him the most. I mean, it's not just that they have, they're getting Hedman back, which is something I was gonna say, but you have Andrei Vasilevsky net. They have the best goaltender of the 3 teams. They have an MVP candidate in Nikita Kucherov. Hopefully, Braden Point, for their sake, is back sooner than later. They've got other guys that can help them. Darren Radish is having a great year, breakout year for him. I'm going with Tampa. I also see Tampa making a big move. They're another team that I would look out for in the Artemi Panarin sweepstakes. I know that they don't have the picks and everything like that, but Tampa finds a way to get things done. Julien Brisebois is very good, very astute, very shrewd dealer. So I would look out for them. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily going to happen, but I think that they're going to be a team that's going to be involved in the Artemi Panarin sweepstakes at the end of it.
Cue your best Jeff Goldblum right there, Filk, of Tampa finds a way. There you go.
Okay,
Jim. Jim, who's winning the Atlantic?
As much as I love the Montreal Canadiens, what they're doing this season, it's Tampa's division to lose right now.
Yeah, I think Tampa's put this on cruise control now. I understand it's only a 2-point difference, but they've been unbeaten in the last 14 in regulation. And Detroit's kind of still, I know, 7-2-1 in their last 10, and John Gibson's really found his groove. But even Detroit still puts in the clunkers every now and again, and so does Montreal. So we'll see about that. Phil, I'll go with you on this one. Who's better right now? They faced each other last night. Alexei Lafreniere or Alex Lafreniere?
I am going to go with Alex Lafreniere. I just don't think that Alexei Lafreniere really kind of has a leg to stand on at this point. Who do I think has more natural talent? It's Lafreniere, but Lafreniere has been the better player. He's been somebody that's more consistent from game to game. Honestly, if you told me that the two were being traded for each other, I'd be like, whatever at this point. But I mean, the numbers are close. but I think Laferriere is somebody you could slot anywhere in your top 9. I think he could be a good complementary player to two superior players on a top line in a pinch. He's better as a second or a third line winger, but I am going Laferriere here over Lafreniere because Lafreniere just on a night-to-night basis just does not give you the efforts that you need to see from a first overall pick.
Jim, who are you taking? Lafreniere or Laferriere?
Laferriere. I like what Laferriere has done for the Kings this season. And it's just the work ethic that he's put in over the last couple of years. I've watched him, progress. Lafreniere has not shown me that progression. And he needs to have a little bit of a change of scenery and a change of work ethic because he doesn't think he's not as good as he thinks he is. And yeah, that's great.
French Yakupov.
Laferriere to
French
me.
Yakupov. I love that nickname.
I got it. So, I have to take off because I got to go help my mom out and stuff. So, glad to be here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming on.
With us,
Hey, no problem, guys.
All right. So, Anthony, who are you taking? As it was said before, French Yakupov or the New Jersey native?
Hell, this hoop French love is a lazy slob. Yeah, this is Alex Lafreniere. I don't really like Phil said. Lafreniere might be the more skilled player when it comes to just pedigree, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm not going to go into. We all know what his deal is, but Lafreniere for the Kings actually has been a pleasant surprise. He's been pretty good, so it's him.
Yeah, and I'm just going to repeat this for editing purposes. Better right now, Alexei Lafreniere or Alex Laferriere, because I think I caught myself in the middle on a couple of those. But this is, unfortunately, it's no contest. It's Laferriere because he's done everything that he needs to do. And he's not just Lafreniere is a complete disappointment.
We're going to blame both because, the player has been given chances. He's played with Artemi Panarin. He's put up points. But ever since the minute that contract was signed, there is a tail-off on his play. There is just an absolute tail-off. And if you want to take a look at the numbers, this is going to be fun because I can't wait to do this. Oh, man. This is going to – because I got to show people this. I think people need to be aware of what happened. So we're talking 2024-25. He had what was it here? What was his full season I think it was 28 goals and 57 points or 54 points.
It was 57 points. It was 28 goals. I think
it was 28 goals and 57 points in 82 games. And then we want to go to last year's numbers. So we're going to go and from when he signed that deal. So let's see. He signed that deal it was on October 25th.
It was the day after I went to the game against Florida where he had that impressive goal to make it 2-1.
Yeah, so it was October 25th that he signed that deal on. So from October 25th to the end of the season, so the Anaheim game on the 26th until the very last game of the season, he had 38 points in 75 games after starting the year with I'm not doing this right. He started the season with 7 points in 7 games and then had 38 in his final 75.
Yeah, that's not good.
Now, and then there's this year where he has had 28 points in 51 games. So, the point per game drop is just unreal. So,
again, though, the big question that comes out of this is did the Rangers ever have a plan for him? But let's never worry about that right now because we've argued this till no end. Let's just keep going. Because we know Phil, we know that he basically took the money and ran. So yeah. Thank you.
I don't think he's on next year's opening night roster. So
yeah. Let's go to better nickname, Anthony. Captain Serious or Showtime?
Showtime.
Phil?
I'm gonna go Showtime. I think Captain Serious is a funny name, but Showtime is just that's awesome. I like Kane. It actually very much described prime Patrick Kane, but Sting's my favorite wrestler of all time, and his saying was "It's Showtime." So I'm gonna go with that.
Well, my favorite person that says it's Showtime was Beetlejuice, but I have to go. I'm actually gonna go Captain Serious on this one because he was always serious. Now, the only thing I don't take into account is I think years ago they did the top 10 captains of all time on NBC, and they had Jonathan Toews ahead of Mark Messier. Are you out of your mind? No, it's Messier. Messier is number one, even over Yzerman. Sorry, but who they tried to argue is number one. No, but Captain Serious showed where he was. He was focused. You know, Captain BS would be JT Miller. Yeah, you know, that elite scorer. Phil, let me go with you. And a couple weeks ago, there was like one of those mites games that broke out into a huge fight, and a game that you were at on Monday. You were there to see the goalie fight. So which one is better to watch, a goalie fight or the mites fight?
Oh God, get the hoop for the goalie fight. I mean, I've been to 2 games goalie fights, and now they were almost 30 years apart. The Cloutier brawl with the Islanders with Sal.
Wow, that one.
And I was there at that one, and then the goaltending fight on Monday between Bobrovsky and Nedeljkovic. I was there for that, obviously. So the other thing is I almost was at a third one. I was at the last Ranger Islander game in 2004 at the Garden when Mike Dunham almost fought Rick DiPietro. And Rick DiPietro famously on the radio years later said that he almost made a huge mistake by going out and trying to fight big 6'3", 6'4" Mike Dunham because he knew he was outmatched physically there. So, yeah. I wish that one would have happened because that would have been fun. But goalie fight for sure. There's nothing like a goalie fight.
Anthony?
Get the hoop, Mark. Goalie fight. Come on. I don't even know why you asked that question. I really don't.
You know what? Something about watching kids getting hurt is always funny. I can't stop this one, but you know what? There is something about the goalie fights. When goalies go at it, man, you could talk about the Patrick Waugh, Mike Vernon flipping the puck to each other when Detroit and Colorado were having a melee in '96. But then the next year, Waugh and Osgood just beating the absolute crap out of each other. I mean, yeah, it is a need to get the hoop. It was just a way to figure out how to fit the mites story in there. But Anthony, last pick 'em. Let's go right back to you on this one. Which was a worse gimmick for TV? The Fox Glow Puck or ESPN's name tags on the power play?
Name tags on the power play. I like the glow puck.
Phil?
I'm gonna go with the name tags on the power play. Like I understand why they're doing it, and like it's a nice attempt to get people more familiar with the star players on every team because the star players are always out on the power play. But the glow puck was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. That was a cool way to try to get casuals to be able to follow the puck And that was really that was breaking at the time. Like nobody thought to do that before, because before that, hockey was a sport that many people couldn't watch because they couldn't follow the puck. Unless you played, you had a puck moving around. Back on standard definition TV screens back then in the 90s, like it was not easy to follow. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the name tags, just because I get where they're coming from with it, but it doesn't help all that much. So, but I will say one thing. It'd be pretty cool if it was like an NHL 94 style thing where they had like the star around the player with the number and everything like that, and the position. That'd be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'd mark out for those graphics on the screen.
I definitely have to make this a clean sweep and just say the name tags on the jersey. Sorry, on the power play, because you feel like your controller disconnected. And a matter of fact, I have my Switch controller right here, right now, because in the middle of the night I was playing Tetris. But it's just you're reading into all these things and going, oh, come on, just what are we doing here? And TNT's got the better way. They just list the players at the bottom. And you know what? You have this funky thing. They invented it years ago called a play-by-play announcer, who is supposed to tell you who has the puck. So anyway, that's yeah. All right. Well, guys, that's it on the pick'ems. We went really quick on these today. Do we have any news and notes around the league that we want to mention, guys? Anything new
that I am aware of as of right now?
By the way, how about Kiefer Schober going to San Jose? You mentioned that before.
I mean, it's a good trade for them. Mike Greer sent a good message to the guys in the locker room saying, "Hey, you know what? I believe in you, and this is what we're going to do with this team. So we're going to add. I think they might try to add another defenseman. I think that it would also, again, be a great message to really kind of go out there and get another piece and say, hey, you know what? We're serious about this. But
how serious? Captain serious?
Yes, captain serious levels. But Dave Pagnotti yesterday on actually no, today's the 21st, right? Although this was on Monday when he was on, I guess, doing one of his segments on fourth period. So the Flames aren't expected to be done as they have more irons in the fire. Blake Coleman, Nazem Kadri, and Ryan Blomberg are among the names teams are eyeing. So that could be interesting. Ryan Blomberg would be a welcome addition to any team. Stanley Cup winner with Florida. Pesky, fourth line player that goes out there and hits just about everything that moves. He's a playoff type player. Blake Coleman, another one, same thing, but he adds a little more scoring. We talked about him earlier on in the whole Duclair segment. So really, as of right now, nothing new. But let's move on to some Puckdoku here.
Okay.
And I'll take over for Mark here for a second, just because I feel like doing this and I'm speaking. Top axis across New York Islanders, LA Kings, and Columbus Blue Jackets from left to right. And then from on the other axis, going from top to bottom, Washington Capitals, middle row Dallas Stars, bottom row 50 goals scored in NHL career. And I'm pretty sure that does not have to be with that team.
Correct.
So, all right. So we're gonna we'll get rid of.
Who's going first?
I'll go. I guess I'll go first.
You want to have? Okay, I have an idea. Why don't we do a randomizer?
Okay.
Name random. We'll do a randomizer. So this way we can. So let's get rid of this. So
I got it. I got the wheel of names.
Oh, that's what I was doing too.
And Anthony. Okay, here we go. Round it goes. And it's going to be crap. It's me to start. Okay.
All right.
All right. Here we go. All right. So
Are we doing this?
Yeah, I'll just go as fast as I can. Because that's usually the way. Like, you could say clock if it goes too far. All right.
I mean, I could time it if you want.
Yeah, I guess let's try time again. Let's give you 3 minutes at the most. I guess.
Okay, so we'll do.
Yeah, I'm just going with that. We've been doing good. We've been keeping it under 90 seconds. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So you going?
Mark, you start now.
Okay. So Islanders Capitals. I'm actually going to go Brendan Witt.
Okay.
Just because that's sort of an easy one to throw in there. That's 2% or rats. Okay. 50 goals scored in their NHL career. I'm gonna go Zenon Konopka for the Islanders. And I'm incorrect. I already busted out.
Why would you think he scored 50?
For his career, Anthony.
Yeah, but even still his career, he was a goon.
I was trying to go for a 0. I should have went for somebody else.
All right. So we'll go with. All right. You could start over. That's fine. But
No, it's you guys. I already busted out.
all right. We do bust outs. All right.
Yeah.
Do the name randomizer then, Mark, to see which one.
Okay. Name randomizer says remove me, Anthony and Filk. You know, it's kind of fun to lose.
Good job.
Filk, it's you.
All right. You tell me when I'm starting.
Okay, go now.
All right. So Islanders Capitals. I'm gonna go former Ranger Jeff Toms.
0.3.
Island Kings Capitals. Former Ranger killer John Druce.
Okay. 1%.
That Capitals Blue Jackets. Give me Jamie Heward.
Damn it.
Islanders Dallas. Brent Severin.
Okay.
This one I use way too often. Corey Millen for Dallas, LA. He's a go-to for me. For Columbus and Dallas, give me Blake Sloan.
Okay, 1%.
50 goals scored. Give me Alexander Samak for Islanders 50 goals scored. No, not Columbus, not Columbus. Islanders.
All right. Okay. I did hear you say Islanders at the end of it. Alexander Seamack. Got it. 2%.
For LA, give me Alexei Zhitnik.
Former Islander again.
And then for Columbus, give me. No, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I was going to go Steve Hines, but I think that's. Give me Kevin Adams.
Spelled the stupid way. Okay, you need to score a 3 for you, Filk. That's what happens when you don't bust out. You don't get over 100. All right.
I need to do better than 3.
Need to do better than 3, Anthony.
I think Anthony can beat me. I think he can. I know I took his Washington Columbus one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so you want me to get the timer, Mark?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you really need it for this, but go ahead.
All right. Start?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Mark. Islanders Capitals. I'll do Jack Hillen.
I had a feeling you were going with him.
Yeah, you like using Jack Hillen. 0.3.
Yeah, you like using him.
Islanders Stars. I'm going to give you a daily dose of Didick.
I think
Gerald
Didick actually used multiple ones. I think
1%er.
50 goals scored Islander. Vladimir Malakov.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Kings 50 goals scored. Could do Butch.
No, bottom one, Mark.
No, bottom one. Bottom one.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
I'm
Kings
gonna
did
hit
the
you with
Butch
a,
scoring.
no. I'm gonna
say
hit
Butch
you with a constant Crossman.
Doug Crossman. There you go. Thought he was starting to say he's going to go Butch.
Yeah, I said
No.
then I
Okay.
thought of
Constant Crossman. You're in.
Blue Jackets 50 goals scored.
You can tell me where to go wherever you want, Anthony.
Brian Berard.
Brian Berard. That's a good one.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be under 1%. Yep.
Kings and Stars. Jean Potvin.
Wow, because he's a Minnesota North Star.
Yeah, that's correct.
Answer.
The Blue Jackets Capitals, because I had Heward in mind. I do for Kings Capitals. I'll do Gary Galley.
That's a real good one. That's going to be an under 1%er. Yeah.
Okay.
Stars.
1%.
Stars and Blue. You know what? Capitals. Capitals. Blue Jackets. Go to Capitals Blue Jackets.
Go Capitals Blue Jackets.
I'm gonna do Milan Yushina.
Going to be an under 1%er.
It's a 1%er. You need to be under 1% here.
So with Blue Jackets Stars.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Tyler Wright. No. Jason Williams.
Under 1% on that answer. Anthony pulls it off.
Oh, man. Oh.
What a job, Anthony. What a job.
Man, well done. You got me.
All right.
Yes.
That's a good one. You didn't. So, by the way, my folly was you shouldn't just go for the one where you're like, I'm going to go for broke on this, trying to get it on the 1%. I really did think Konopka got to 50 goals in his career.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was kind of there. Okay. So this one.
This is still the same as yesterday. And this is definitely pointing directly to Artemi.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Very much so.
All right,
So, first things first, 750 games played in the NHL.
Constant Crossman?
We'll go Constant Crossman. Doug Crossman, who has to be the most used and forgotten about player in the NHL in this. All right. 750 games in the NHL and in the KHL, Brad McCrimmon.
Yeah, you could use him. I mean, McCrimmon never played for Chicago, though, right?
That's why you want to use this here.
Brad McCrimmon played in the KHL. The KHL didn't exist in 1997.
Oh, my bad. That's right. Because he was a coach in the plane crash.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. Good thing I see.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Does the KHL also constitute the Russian Super League?
I don't think it does.
No, he never played in the KHL.
Yeah, I was gonna say Victor Kozlov.
Victor Kozlov? Victor Kozlov.
Would fit.
Because I'm sure it was the KHL by the time.
He played for Sal Gulayev, and he played for Lokomotiv and CSKA in Moscow.
All right.
So now we got to the KHL 750 games played in a Blackhawk.
So you can't use Panarin here.
Can't use Panarin until the end.
Did Tomas
Alexei Zhamnov?
Actually, I like that one. Alexei Zhamnov.
Don't do it because he might not. It might have been the Russian Super League when he played there. Don't.
He might no, because he didn't. No, he played during the lockout, but
what about
like afterwards?
What about someone check on Kopechki or Stahlberg? Because I know they were both Canucks. The only thing I don't know is
I think Stahlberg actually fits this.
I don't know.
Don't use Stahlberg there. Stahlberg fits for the Rangers too.
Yes, he does.
Did Stahlberg have 700?
Stahlberg fits Stallberg fits this.
He
Stallberg
played in 750 games.
Actually, no, he doesn't fit.
Yeah.
488.
Really?
Wait,
That's all he played?
Karpatsev.
Alexander Karpatsev fits very well right here. Hold on. Nope, you never played 758. You never played 750.
Shit.
Yeah. So
Tomas
we're gonna have
Kopechki?
I don't think Kopechki played that much.
You're probably right. I just know he was a
I
Blackhawk.
don't think it was that much. I really don't.
578.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'd be shocked if he played that much.
Victor Teak, no, definitely not. I'm just trying to think of what?
So, you say Victor Tikhonov?
Yeah, and then I said definitely not because the game's played.
No.
I'm just trying to think of.
Edgar Leeson wouldn't fit either. I don't think. Well, I'd never played for Chicago. He only played. Yeah, he didn't play nearly enough games.
What about Brent Sopel?
Sopel did play for Chicago. I don't know if he has
659.
Shit.
Chris Campoli?
I'm going to check on him right now.
Not enough games.
I'm trying to think of guys that maybe played overseas during lockouts and stuff that played for the Blackhawks.
And by the way, you're right about that with what's his name? Zhamnov. It was the Russian Super League. It doesn't list him as Chris Campoli only played in 450 games.
Yeah, no, I knew there wasn't enough games from Campoli. He was a guy that was on and off of AHL roster.
750 games and KHL Blackhawks. So what?
And we still got to figure out two more.
Martin Hansel.
That might be one that might fit. Definitely, I think played enough games. He played for a while in the NHL. Oh no, 673, but he never played in the KHL either. He played in the Czech League first.
Yeah.
Antoine
run out of guys to possibly use.
Vermette, I think he might be short on games from that.
Vermette's got 1,000 games in, and he
never played in the KHL.
Yep, never played in the KHL.
Oh wow, he never went anywhere for a lockout. Then, damn.
I mean, did Chris Chelios play in the KHL?
Hold on, Brian Smolinski never played in the KHL, right? No,
Might have.
He played in the IHL and the AHL afterwards.
Chelios?
Yeah, Chelios did not.
No.
All right. Go with Roenick on the next one up because a lot of these guys they just went over there. Nope, Roenick did not. He played no, he never played overseas.
Pavel Vorobiev never played enough games. I don't think Tuomo Rudu played enough games.
Jimmy Dowd? Did he go play somewhere overseas?
I don't think Dowd played in the KHL. I think Dowd has enough NHL games, but I don't think that.
I looked the DEL, and he just missed the games too.
What about your old boy Sergei Krivokrasov? Nope, didn't play enough games.
No, definitely not enough games.
Okay.
Alexander Banov wouldn't have played enough games, I don't think either.
He climbed through all the saying Anisimov, but I think being we're having this much trouble early, we have to save him for this Rangers one probably right here.
Yeah. I went kind of off the board with this one, guys. Look at Steve Sullivan, but he never played overseas.
Yeah, Anisimov definitely fits it. He's got the games requirement.
Steve Sullivan,
yeah, but
Locomotive in two different seasons.
What was Phil 2009? No, Alexander Frolov, right? Did he play enough games?
Frolov actually, you know what? I wonder.
But Frolov didn't play. He played for the Blackhawks.
No, he played for the Rangers. I'm just thinking that.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, and he didn't have enough games anyway.
games in the Rangers, and he doesn't fit the games amount.
Yeah.
He went overseas after that 1 year with the Rangers.
All right, so you still have Panarin. Actually, you know what? Artemi might fit on the top. Because I think Anisimov.
No, I don't think he has 20 career playoff goals.
I think he might.
Playoff goals?
Playoff? No.
No way.
He had
No
15.
Um,
Sorry, he had 8. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Other
I was
way
about
around.
to say. I don't think he came close to 20.
Temple Newman had never played for Chicago, right?
No.
No, he was Winnipeg and Buffalo.
Oh, not him. I'm thinking about
Hold on.
Timo Timonen.
That's what I was just going to say. Fuck you. All right.
Chemo Timonen, he's got the games.
No, he played in Liga, and then he played 3 games with Lugano in the Swiss League. And then played for Burnus in the Swedish League during the 05 lockout.
What about? I know it's straightforward. What about Keith or Seabrook? Did they go overseas and play anywhere during any lockouts?
No, I don't think they. Maybe the 2013 lockout they might have. I don't think they played in the KHL though. No, actually, Seabrook did not, and I'm not sure if Duncan Keith did either.
Johnson Taves did not.
Oduya,
I believe, was a Swedish guy.
Well, I know, but
No,
I know he's Swedish. His heritage. I'm just talking.
no.
about
I'm saying where he played in the Swedish Elite League.
Oh.
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, no, he did not. He didn't play during the 2013 lockout, 2012-2013 lockout anywhere else. He just played the 48 games with Chicago, and he was No, he wasn't teammates with Lundqvist.
What about Roosevelt?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
During the lockout.
And Michael Roosevelt.
No, Pardubic. Trinech O'Solari, where I think didn't Marion Gaborik play for them? No.
Run out of players.
Hold on. Did Marty No, because Straka never played for the Blackhawks.
Commodore?
How about But did he get the game?
Mike Commodore doesn't have enough games.
Nope, 484.
Igor Korolev?
The game is tough one today.
I don't think Igor Korolev had the games. I really don't think so.
Igor Korolev's got 795, so he's got the games.
Actually, he does. He fits. Igor Korolev.
He played in Locomotive. Yep. So we got Igor Korolev. So at least we could get right here. I missed a comment before, by the way.
No. I mean that one was.
Now it's a 30-point season for any team.
Yeah, now it's a 30-point season for any team.
Korolev could have fit that too.
Damn it. Pellerin? Did Pellerin go did Pellerin play overseas?
No, because I don't think he was a Blackhawk.
He wasn't?
No. I know he was a Jersey Devil, Dallas Star, St. Louis Blue.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Even a Quebec Nordique. But I don't think he was a Blackhawk.
I would say Carcillo, but he definitely never had 30 points.
And Pellerin never played in the KHL. He just retired after the 03-04 season.
Monador?
Ooh, Steve Monador. That's a good one, but it's a 30-point season, right? And I don't think Monador had that many in a season.
Yeah, I got a guy.
No, Monador also didn't have enough games.
Bickle?
I got a guy, but we might need him for the next one.
Who?
Bickle
Brian Berard.
I don't think. Why? Who do you have?
Brian Berard. Oh, 619. Never mind. He doesn't have enough games. Crap.
Bickle never played in the KHL, by the way.
Uh,
He had to stop because of the MS.
Yeah. Boland's never played in the KHL, right?
Dave
No.
Boland, I don't know.
Played for Chicago.
Marion Hossa?
I don't think he ever played in the KHL.
Amazingly, Tomar Rutu never played in the KHL.
Yeah. No. Trenton Duclair, which was, I think he was teammates with Gaborik during that 05 lockout. Yeah, it was him, Gaborik, and Dimitra all on one team. Jeez, what a top line that was.
James Wisniewski?
Yes, definitely played for the Blackhawks. Did he have enough games? And did he play in the KHL? No, 552, but he did play in the KHL. Good guess, Anthony.
Thank you. Thought I had it with Wisniewski.
God.
He
Yeah,
would have
the
fit.
KHL is really kind of hammering this to us. Did we say Zhamnov?
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't play.
Yeah, I don't think he. I would put him there just to see if he fits, just because I don't know if Russian Super League.
I don't think it does.
I'm gonna just check that in a new window just to see.
Yeah, you put that in the Chicago window and see if that works, or even in the KHL window. Actually, yeah. He doesn't, does he?
No. Hold on. What was the first answer?
Go to
Crossman.
So Crossman,
Crossman,
and then you
okay.
Zhamnov in square.
All right, put it in the KHL. Zhamnov. Incorrect. Okay, so it wouldn't fit anyway.
So Russian Super League doesn't count.
Okay. Because we just need this one and we have the last two answers.
You're right, yeah, because we have Anisimov and then Panarin.
Yep. Just need this one. This is what I hate whenever they do like KHL stuff.
Why is that?
Just in general.
It just makes it 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like they're like, I know if you know what the KHL numbers are, come on.
Hold on. No, he wouldn't have played enough games. I was going to say Brandon Bachensky, but I don't think he played enough games.
Marcus Kruger?
Good one, but I don't think he played enough games.
It's like right now I'm trying to think of guys that just came out after the lockout.
No, Kruger also played only in Swiss and the Swedish leagues. And he missed the games amount too.
What about Michael Handzus?
I don't know if he played.
He definitely has the games played.
No,
in the
he played in the Slovakian league afterward. He was a Slovak guy.
Nicholas Jarlison?
I don't think he played in the.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of Blackhawks and who have the points that maybe would have played overseas during the lockout.
No, he was HV 71. He was almost a lifer for them. And then during the 2013 lockout, he played in Italy.
Frolik?
That's a good one. Did he have enough games in the NHL is really the question. Because I don't think he did.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, no, he did. But he did not play in the KHL. He played in the Swiss League and the Czech League.
All right. So, by the way, I was looking up. I thought maybe there would be Yaroslav's spot check, but nope.
It's not a bad guess.
I don't know.
Here's
What
another guy
about-
redeemed for Bada, but he's not in there
Yeah,
either.
I don't think did Verbata play for Chicago?
Yes, he did.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. Right before Toews and Kane. But he was a Czech guy. It was not a. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea.
Chris,
Yeah,
what about? I know it's just shot in the dark. Didn't Chris Simon play over? Didn't Chris Simon play in Russia?
Did he play? Hold on.
Okay,
Oh, he did
Chris
play.
Simon, but he did play for the Blackhawks at one point. So,
And he played for the Rangers too.
and he played for the
Yeah,
Czech,
he fits.
Czech
Chris
League.
Simon fits. Chris Simon fits.
So- Where do you want to use? Where do you want to use these three? And let's just check Chris Simon on one more thing.
Simon's got the 30-point season too. I know he had a 29-goal season in Washington in 2000.
Yeah. So
And I don't think he has the playoff. No, he doesn't have the playoff.
he doesn't have the playoff goals.
No.
So pick which way you want to go.
Berard never had the games, right?
Ferrari doesn't have the games, no. Or the playoff goals.
So, do you want to go in Nisimov here? Because I think less people are going to remember him as a Ranger.
Okay, so Anisimov,
Yeah.
unique to score of 15.
Chris Simon.
That's Simon, unique to score 29. And
Panarin, yeah.
Panarin, that puts us at 29.
All right, so Panarin was the only answer then. Okay.
Panarin was the only answer.
Yeah.
I like that they don't penalize you for that.
Chris Simon was the
Simon was
lowest.
the best answer we could come up with right there.
Yeah.
And he would have been the best answer. So basically, this is the best score you could get.
Okay.
So,
All right.
What about,
Yeah.
the bottom, what about the bottom right? The one that we used Korolev on.
Yeah.
That
Well, kind of doesn't
That's
matter on
it.
that one. But
Chris
Nikolai
Simon-
Hobby Bullen was the only other one.
That's crazy.
That-
The
that-
third
that
box
would've-
only had
that's not an
6
answer,
possible
so.
choices. Wow.
It was 6 or was it 5? It's 5.
That's a tough one.
And
Yeah, that's a
you had to
real
use you had to use all those to fit the rest of it.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
that is a little bit crazy. Let's bring us
Do you
back
wanna
in.
do, obscurities?
Yeah, I got mine.
I got mine.
Yeah, let's go. I got names. And
All right,
matter of
so
fact,
I got
I'm gonna get these
names too.
names out now.
I got names.
All right.
So it came up on me. I don't know if that means I get to choose or if I get to what should we do with that? Should I get, does that mean I get quiz first or does that mean I quiz somebody first?
I guess either you could pick who goes.
All right. You know what? I'll go and I will quiz somebody first. Let me see who I want to quiz.
Now I gotta have a better showing than last week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was bad for you, Mark.
That was rough. Well, I came back. That's what the good thing was because you gave me Mike Sillinger, so I was able to
Okay.
rattle him off.
Mark, actually, Anthony, I'm going to quiz you first.
Okay.
All right. So let's see here. Anthony, your first one. Mark, you got the timer?
I have the timer.
Your first one has played 279 games over 10 years. He is Brian Muir. Seven teams.
Did you set the timer yet, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll restart it because I didn't realize.
All right. Hold on.
Tell me when you're about to.
Okay. Well, as soon as he says the name, that's usually when I
Okay.
start it.
Okay.
Capitals?
Yes.
Bruins?
No.
Sharks?
No.
Avalanche?
Yes.
Lightning?
Yes.
Ducks?
No.
Kings?
Yes.
Canadians?
No.
Hurricanes?
No.
Flyers?
No.
Time.
Blue Jackets?
No.
Sabres?
And that one. No. You missed that. So he missed Chicago, Edmonton, and New Jersey.
So I got 4.
All right.
4. Yeah, 4 out of 7.
Okay.
Sean, we'll get to this in a little bit.
We will come back to that one because that was rich.
Yeah, because that's all right.
That's
All
one of the ultimate call the kettle black moments.
All right, Anthony, your next one has played 448 games over 8 years with 6 teams. Mark, you ready?
Ready?
Okay, this is Todd Ellick.
Maple Leafs?
No.
Bruins?
Yes.
Canadians?
No.
Winnipeg Jets?
No.
Buffalo Sabres?
No.
Stars?
No.
Flyers?
5 seconds.
No.
Penguins?
No.
Time.
Yeah, brutal 1.
I couldn't give you stars because it was Minnesota North Stars. So the North Stars, and we, due to that rule, I couldn't give you that. But so you missed LA, Minnesota North Stars, San Jose, Edmonton, and St. Louis.
Right. By the way, for anybody listening at home, if this is the first time you're listening, we name obscure players, and then you have to name the teams that they played on.
All right. And your last one, Anthony. Let's see. All right. Your last one, Anthony, is a player that's played 572 games over 12 years with 8 teams. Mark, you ready?
Yep.
This is Anders Eriksson.
Hold on. You have to stop. Only I'm laughing because I had him listed as one of Mark's.
All right. I'm going to have to
row.
give you a different one then. All right. Yeah, I have to give you a different one.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony. All right, Anthony. This player has played 320 games over 5 teams over 7 seasons. This is Brad Warenka.
Flames?
Yes.
Penguins?
Yes.
Thrashers?
No.
Blues?
No.
Oilers?
Yes.
Sabres?
No.
Lightning?
No.
Coyotes?
No.
Kings?
No.
Flames? Oh, I say that already.
Said that already.
Time.
3.
Yeah, you got 3 out of the 5. The other 2 were Quebec Nordiques and Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay, this is where I have to laugh now. Filk, I had him listed for you.
What are the chances?
That's the second week in a row that 2 of us, I believe, picked somebody out of the blue. And ended up with
that sucks. That's gonna happen. The more and more we do this, the more and more that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but think about how many players there are, though. For that to even that's hilarious.
So he had 4 for Brad Muir, He had 2
1.
for Wawrinka. So that's 6.
The last one I got 3, I think.
What?
The last player we just did, I got 3.
That was Wawrinka. You got 2.
All right, that puts him at 7.
So hold on. Yeah, because you hold on. Let me go back to that. No, he did get 3. He did say Edmonton. That's right. That's right.
Okay. I got a guy for
that Anthony's got 8 then, I think.
Yeah,
that he's got 8.
Yeah. 8, okay.
In that case, then I'm gonna cut this one, put this one over here.
Oh, I gotta think of another one now.
Also,
all right.
I'm
So
doing
then
that
we'll
right
do
now real quick.
do randomizer again. Spins.
hold on one
It
second.
landed on Anthony. You choose whether you quiz or whether you get quizzed.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
What?
You have to choose. Are you getting quizzed or are you gonna quiz somebody? I know you're picking me.
You could. I'll be quizzed by Mark.
Oh, he's getting.
Oh, you
his
want to
out
be
of the-
quizzed by me?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
Bold strategy, Cotton. All right. Anthony, I got the 3 guys for you. One of them I had to replace because Phil had Brad Wawrinka, and so did I. So, okay. This guy, I didn't put down his games played, but hold on. I have it for you right here. All right. Phil, you ready with the timer? This player played 881 games in the NHL,
Ready.
and his name is Brian Skrudland.
Panthers. Canadians.
1,
2.
2,
Flyers.
no,
Bruins.
no,
Oilers. Nordiques.
no.
Rangers.
3,
Flames.
4,
Whalers.
no.
Jets.
Time.
You missed the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Missed
so
the
that
Dallas
was
Stars.
4 for him.
4.
Yes, that's 4. Anthony's up to 12 now. 12.
Okay.
Okay, so let's flash that right there. And Anthony, your next one. He played 1,028 games in the NHL for 8 teams. Sorry, 9 teams. See, that's how this is your chance to really blow the doors open on this one. His name, Phil, you ready?
Go ahead.
Grant Ledyard.
Wow, that's a good
I
one.
have Grant Ledyard.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Wow, I was gonna use him today too. I was gonna use him. Holy shit!
Okay.
Holy shit!
All right, we're gonna have to start a pre-production meeting on these.
Well, you can't because you can't tell the person.
There's no way to do this.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, let me give you the second one before I have to go replace him.
Okay.
Okay, this guy played 684 games in the NHL. His name is Wayne Presley.
Sharks.
1,
Lightning.
no,
Blues.
no,
Flames.
no,
Ducks.
nope,
Bruins.
nope,
Panthers.
nope.
Lightning.
You said Lightning, no,
Ottawa.
nope.
Stop.
And 1. Oh my God.
Chicago, Buffalo, Rangers, Maple Leafs.
I remember Buffalo, Toronto, and the Rangers.
All right. So do I want to give you this one then? All right. All right. I'm gonna move this one from Phil to you, and I'll try to do that while when you have to quiz Phil on his. All right, Anthony, I got one more for you now.
Okay.
He played 544 games. Oh, wait. So I need to update you to make sure you got, because you got one on that. So that puts you to 13. All right. This is your last one from me. He played 544 games in the NHL. His name is Daryl Shannon.
The Winnipeg Jets.
One.
/ Phoenix Coyotes, yeah. The Flames.
Yes. Two.
The Lightning.
Nope.
Sabres.
Three.
Canadians.
Four.
Senators.
Nope.
Time.
Toronto Maple Leafs, and different expansion team. The Atlanta Thrashers.
All right, I got four.
All right, so Anthony got
right.
four right there. So, come on, no. I hate it when you click on your computer and it's like, oh, iPhone mirroring. I don't want to freaking mirror my iPhone. All right, I still got to come up with one more for you, Phil. So, unbelievable.
All right. So we'll spin the wheel.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Go ahead, spin the wheel.
Landed on you, Mark.
All right. I guess quiz me.
All right, Mark. I'll wait until Anthony gets back.
Yeah. Well, I need to now figure out one more guy for you.
I figured out one for you.
Yeah, it's hard. Again, it's hard for me for all of us to do these. Now I can throw out there Vladimir Vorobiev. This one's it's only 3 franchises. So by the way, Phil, let's sort of address that one question while we wait for Anthony to get back.
Yeah.
The fact that Trouba supposedly played the Christmas music or the circus music, and where the Rangers came in, just again, pot calling the kettle black right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not wrong, but you're a huge reason as to why it was that way.
Yeah,
You're a huge reason. You went and you cried to the GM about the coach. The coach really wasn't the problem in 2023 in the playoffs. It was you. You quit on the team. You came back and you sulked after they tried to deal you when you should have just accepted a trade. And you were part of what organized an uprising in a meeting at Artemi Panarin's house. You know what? Fuck you, Jacob Trouba. Fuck you.
yeah,
Fuck you.
that's a bit ridiculous. All right.
All right. We got to make this quick.
I'm ready on my 2 as well. I'm ready on my 2. So, or my 3. So you want to quiz me first?
All right. Yeah. Let me get mine out of the way because I'm going to have to leave. All right. So, Mark, Anthony, you got a timer?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just writing my guy down for Mark. Yeah, all right. I'll hold on. I'll let you know when I'm ready for your timer.
No problem. Take your time.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, Mark, this guy has played 469 games over 12 years with 8 teams. Mark, this is John Sim.
Holy shit.
John Sim. Dallas Stars.
Are you kidding me, Anthony?
Yep. Yeah.
You had him for me?
No, Mark. 2 of mine for Mark now off the board.
All right. Did we restart the timer?
Hold on. Let me.
Wow. This is ridiculous. This is getting to be absurd.
It's absurd.
All right, so maybe
All right.
maybe before we start the show, when we go on, we should probably do it because it doesn't give us enough time to sit there and kind of, cheat with it. So,
All right, I'm ready for the timer again.
all right, and go.
I'm still not going to do that great on this. Dallas Stars, Calgary Flames.
No.
John Sim. Washington Capitals.
No.
St. Louis Blues.
No.
I'm lost now. Colorado Avalanche.
No.
Good thing I'm taking the L on this. Vancouver Canucks.
No.
No? All right.
Anthony, you have the timer?
Okay.
Yep, he's done. He's done.
So
Yeah, I was going to say, I got
there were 8 teams. You only got Dallas. You missed the Islanders, LA, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Florida, Pittsburgh, and Nashville.
Why is it with these guys? I've known these guys. I've seen these guys, and yet I still can't remember these guys. All right.
I remember Dallas. I remember Dallas.
Dallas is the one you remember him on. I really thought he played on Calgary. A couple different times the stream froze, so I wasn't sure if I was doing well or not.
All right.
But I can hear you.
Mark. Anthony, you ready with the timer?
Yes, I am.
All right. So this player played 243 games over 9 years with 6 different teams, Mark. This is Aaron Downey.
Aaron Downey. Oh, couldn't be Steve Downey. Calgary.
No.
All right, because whenever I figure out players I can't stand, they always go to Calgary. Aaron Downey. Dallas Stars.
Yes.
Okay. Detroit.
2.
Okay. St. Louis Blues.
3.
Time.
Minnesota Wild.
Time.
No, he timed, Mark.
Okay.
You got the St. Louis in, but you did not get anything after that. So you missed Montreal, Chicago, and Boston.
All right. Well, I said Minnesota anyway, so I was wrong.
Yeah, so you're wrong.
All right.
So that's 3 on that one.
And John Sim just kills me.
That one. Ooh, that one.
Oh, my daughter's tutor's leaving. I just have to go pay her. Hold on.
All right.
Okay. Oh my God!
All right. But again, that Jacob Trouba is sitting there going, "Yeah, the circus is in town."
I don't even want to hear it from Jacob Trouba. You are the circus. No.
Yeah.
You know what? Better yet. Here, I got it. I got a good one for Jacob Trouba. Oh, I got a real one.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Here we go. I'm gonna share a little something for Jacob Trouba.
Jacob Trouba probably the Oh, okay, here you go.
Here you are, Jacob. Here you are. You are not a clown. You are the entire circus. I don't even want to hear it from Jacob Trouba of all friggin' people.
Yeah.
That is what Jacob Trouba is.
Again,
You are
Jacob
not
Trouba
just a
trying to
clown.
Jacob Trouba trying to say that. I mean, that's the ultimate call the kettle black. By the way, thanks to everybody that's watching us on Instagram right now.
433 viewers still with us. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Just remember, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, like having a little fun at the end of this. All Phil, I can actually do both of these and the timer on this.
Okay.
So why don't we get this done right here?
All right.
I'll just mute Anthony right there.
Okay.
All right, Phil, I've got 3 guys for you.
Okay.
I still have one more I know I have to do for yours.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll start 30 seconds right here. Your first guy played 549 games in the NHL, and his name is Wade Belak.
Colorado.
There's 1.
Calgary.
2.
Toronto.
3.
Nashville.
4.
LA.
Nope.
Florida.
And that is it. So 5 to you. And let's get those banners.
Yeah, you're not wrong here, Joe. You're not wrong. Trouba will always be that guy. Just not only that.
My lasting memory of him is going to be the game 4 overplay.
Overtime. Yeah. The going for a hit on a penalty kill. What a fucking idiot. Guy has zero room to be calling out anybody in this organization. We dealt with your shit for as long as we dealt with you not wanting to sit when you were clearly hurt, coming back early and costing the friggin' team. The minute he comes back in 23-24, what happens? They let up 5 goals to a terrible Coyotes team while Lafreniere saved them, having the best game of his career.
Now, furthermore into that, Filk, he goes on about that, but he goes to the boards to, I believe it was Barkov or Kachuk. Can't remember exactly which one, but the guy he left open in the slot was Reinhart, who had 57 goals that season. Maybe don't leave a 57 goal scorer wide open, because who knows? Maybe the Rangers win that game, and you got to win 1. And again, the core voted him to be captain.
Yeah, that tells you all you need to know about leadership there. Mark, do you have the other ones for me?
Yeah, I do. I got them right now.
Okay.
So you got 5 right there, Phil, and you're perfect. Oh, nearly perfect. You said LA. So this guy played 841 games in the NHL, and his name is Dave Hannon.
Buffalo.
1.
San Jose.
No.
New Jersey.
Nope.
Toronto.
2.
Boston.
Nope.
Quebec.
Nope.
Philadelphia.
Nope.
Montreal.
Nope.
Calgary.
Nope.
Minnesota.
Nope.
North Stars.
And time.
Shit.
You got 2 on that. I think you would make the same mistake that I would think of, and I would think of his Scott Hannon, who was there.
No, I didn't think Scott Hannon.
You didn't think Scott Hannon because he was San Jose.
Dave Hannon is the famous Rick Jenneret call where this series is going back to where Jimmy Hoffa is.
Yep.
All right, but Dave Hannon was Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Toronto, Edmonton, Ottawa.
I said Toronto.
You said Toronto?
Yeah, I said Toronto.
All right. I thought I didn't hear you say Toronto.
No,
all right.
I said Toronto, and you said no.
All right. My bad. I got you on 8 then. So move that one up. And your last one from me, Anthony, got the timer?
Yes.
He played 858 games in the NHL, and his name is Terry Karkner.
Rangers.
1.
Florida.
2.
Philadelphia.
3.
How many more teams?
2.
Tampa Bay.
Nope.
Calgary.
Nope.
Montreal.
Nope.
Boston.
No.
Ottawa.
Nope.
Minnesota North Stars.
Nope.
Nashville.
Nope.
Washington.
Nope.
Toronto.
No.
St.
Time.
Louis.
Time.
I was gonna say this is like the longest 30 seconds I ever encountered. Quebec and Detroit are the two you missed.
Shit. All right.
Quebec and Detroit. So Phil, your first round you finish at 11, so you're going to be assuredly ahead of me. Do you have the last player for me?
For you, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the last player for you, and then Anthony, if you could quiz me just so I could go.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark, this player has played 156 games over 5 years with 6 teams. Anthony, you ready with timer?
Yes.
Brandon Bochenski.
I am boned. Florida Panthers.
No.
Atlanta Thrashers.
No.
Ottawa Senators.
Yes.
Buffalo Sabres.
No.
Boston Bruins.
2.
Okay. Montreal Canadiens.
No.
New York Rangers.
No.
Detroit Red Wings.
Time.
No. And
I got 2 on that, right?
Phrasing, Mark. Phrasing.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Futurama, so I'm gonna go. I'm boned.
No. So you got Boston and Ottawa. So you missed Tampa, Chicago, Anaheim, and Nashville.
Yeah, I had no idea who the other guy was.
Yeah, he was a fairly he played from like 06 to 2010.
You never heard of Brandon Bochenski?
No, I
He was
really
a
don't.
big time scorer in North Dakota.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Anthony, you got me.
Yep. All right. Mark, you have the timer?
I got the timer.
All right. Phil, your first player played in 630 games. And he played for 6 teams. His name is Tom Kostopoulos.
Pittsburgh,
Yes.
Toronto,
No.
Calgary,
Yes.
Florida,
No.
Atlanta,
No.
San Jose,
No.
Dallas,
No.
Tampa Bay,
No.
Boston,
No.
Ottawa,
No.
Nashville.
Time.
So you got Pittsburgh and Calgary. You missed Carolina, Montreal, LA, New Jersey.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Yeah. I remember him, but I remember those 2 teams only, I guess. Jeez. All right. So I'm up to 13 then.
I think you're going to do well in this next guy. All right.
Okay.
He played in 1,093 games. And he played for 7 teams. His name is Ron Sutter.
Philadelphia.
Yep.
St. Louis.
Yep.
Islanders.
Yep.
Calgary.
Yep.
Washington.
No.
How many more teams?
3.
San Jose.
Yes.
Carolina.
No.
Hartford.
No.
Chicago.
No.
Time.
So you missed Boston and Quebec.
Okay.
You got 5.
Okay. 5. All right.
5 puts you into the lead with 18.
All right.
He's a good one because this next guy. All right. Next player, 951 games played. And he also played for 7 teams. His name is Sean Donovan.
Calgary.
Yep.
Colorado.
Yep.
Atlanta.
Yep.
Nashville.
No.
Arizona. Phoenix.
No.
Flyers.
No.
Penguins.
Yes.
Tampa Bay.
No.
Dallas.
No.
5 seconds.
Florida.
No.
LA Kings.
No.
And time.
So you got San Jose, Colorado, Calgary. You said Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
Did not.
Atlanta and Pittsburgh were the other two I said.
What? Okay, so you missed Boston and Ottawa.
Oh shit! All right.
So that's
That gives
5?
me a total of-
Yeah.
22.
And Anthony, you already done for the day, right?
Yeah, I have to come up with a Herculean.
He needed to come up with one more player for me.
Oh, it was me
Oh,
or
that's
was
right.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that's right.
you.
Phil did.
Yeah. You needed one more player because you went
All
through your
right,
third
I gotta
player.
get going
and then
though.
you
I
didn't.
will see you guys later. All right.
All right. See you later, Phil.
I might be back.
All right.
All right. Anthony, I already did your players because I did Terry Carkner. Sorry, not Terry Carkner. I did Daryl Shannon, Wayne Presley, and Brian Scrudland for you.
Oh, you did? All right. My bad. So, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
All
So I got to come up with a tremendous comeback right here.
right. Well, you have a possible. Yeah, you could do it. All right, Mark.
Could. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
I'm surprised you didn't know who Brandon Buczynski is.
No idea. No idea. He could have been. I could have been on a team with him. I wouldn't have known.
All right, I'm gonna get the timer here. All right, Mark, this player played in 372 games, and he played for 5 teams. His name is Jamie Allison.
Boston Bruins.
No,
Where did he play? He played with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
no,
LA Kings.
no.
No. Calgary Flames.
Yes.
Okay. Washington Capitals.
All right, hold on here. I didn't say Jason Allison. I said Jamie Allison.
No, it's his brother, isn't it?
Yeah, but you were naming all the teams Jason played for, so that's why I was confused. Did you know?
Exactly. So I was naming all of them. Because Jason Allison, because the brothers play together just like the Bens.
Because Jason Allison played for the Capitals, he played for the Bruins, all that. But no, Jamie, the only one you got was Calgary.
Yes. But Jason Allison didn't play with Jamie at any point?
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. No, because Jason Allison never played for Columbus. He never played for Nashville. He didn't play for Florida.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you a new player?
No, I'm taking the L today. Bad.
All right, well then you got one then for Jamie Allison. You said Calgary.
Yeah. It was what happens. I lost. I could have sworn they played together on Toronto, but it's what's called obscurities, Anthony. Like I'm not even sure if these players would get it right.
All right. Well, this one you can't because he doesn't have a brother or a name that sounds similar. So your next player, Mark, he played in 542 games and he played for 7 teams. His name is Darcy Hordichuk.
God, I'm dying on all these. Darcy Hordichuk played on the Calgary Flames.
No.
The Colorado Avalanche.
No.
No. The Boston Bruins.
No.
Am I 0 for right now?
Yes, you are.
Oh my God. LA Kings.
No.
Detroit Red Wings. Atlanta Thrashers.
No, the threat. You got the Thrashers after the. So Thrashers, Coyotes, Panthers, Predators, Canucks, Oilers.
All right. It's like that's a guy that I do remember, but again, this is like Mandela effect at its worst. All right, let me finish the boning.
Your last player, and sorry, I only played for 4 teams because I had to change so many guys, so I wasn't able to get a 5.
That's right. Phil said it so far ahead, I had no chance, so that's why I'm like totally not worried.
So. This player played in 528 games, and he played for 4 teams. His name is Gord Dineen.
Gordonine. Hartford Whalers.
No.
Florida Panthers.
No.
Okay. I don't think he played on the Flyers. I'll try the Flyers. Philadelphia Flyers.
No.
Okay. Quebec Nordiques.
No.
No. Gordonine. Calgary Flames. Thank you. Yeah, because I was named all of Kevin's teams.
He played for the Islanders, the North Stars, the Penguins, and the Senators.
Man, I was actually I've not had a good showing today, and even a good first round last week. But
that was a bad showing.
That's a rough one. Because again, like actually, the funny part is you gave me guys brothers, and I just couldn't get it today. So all right, let me see what I got in the comments. Yeah, Huck, you're right about that one. That's a rough day. Tough day. And again, Hartford, I thought, yeah.
I thought you were thinking Gordon Murphy when I said Gordonine, because you said Panthers, you said Flyers.
Joe. The Jacob Trouba podcast host. Yeah, it's just again. I know I was going through because again with the brothers, it's sooner or later. Because it works with the Sutters. Like you said, Ron Sutter, you're able to name some of the places that the brothers went. It's just the hard part is then you have to figure out when they're on their own. Anthony, quickly, though, before we even take the minute to sign off.
Yeah.
I was trying to make the case before, and these numbers are so outstanding in the A block. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Ilya Sorokin. In games where he's made 30 saves, he is 11-0 with a 954 save percentage and a 161 goals against.
Yeah.
So make the case for everyone else why he is an MVP candidate.
I mean, those numbers speak for themselves. I mean, he's just you saw the tweet from Mike Kelly has sent two now, but the stats on Ilya Sorokin, it's like a video game in terms of his advanced metric stats. He's faced the most inner slot shots in the entire National Hockey League. Has the best save percentage in that category. His goals saved above expected is 22.9. The closest person to him is Logan Thompson at 18.1. His goals saved above expected per 60 is 0.792. There's really no one that's played like amount of games that's like so. Matt Murray is right behind him. He's only played 5. So you have to scroll all the way down to Logan Thompson, who's played 35 games, to find him at 525 save percentage, goals saved above per 60. So he's just his advanced metrics. He's basically the leader in every category. His conventional save percentage, I think, is 3rd in the league now. When you filter out the goalies that don't have the games played. So yeah, I mean, he's just still. David Rittich has been great, but Ilya Sorokin is the guy that's keeping the Islanders afloat. So for me, I think he's the runaway Vezina winner. And he's not going to win MVP, but if you break down MVP to the true sense of the word, if you take him off the Islanders, they're probably not going to fare very well. And now I know you could point to when he missed 7 games right before Christmas and then came back after. David Rittich did keep him afloat, but I mean, that was a short sample size. If you took Sorokin away for the rest of the season and you were throwing Rittich, the Islanders would not be where they are. So I think, Sorokin does deserve to get some votes. He's not going to win it, but I do think he deserves to get votes.
Anthony, let's play a quick little game on this one.
Yep.
And that's the goals against leaders, the top 3.
Yep.
The team with the fewest goals against is the Colorado Avalanche. Not a big surprise. Where do you think they are in goals for?
The Avalanche?
Yeah.
Goals for?
Yeah.
First?
Yep. I was like, don't worry about it. You're going to get it right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, question?
Second in goals against is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Where do you think they are in goals for?
3?
Fifth.
Okay.
Still, the Islanders are at number 3 in fewest goals allowed.
Yep.
They're at 3. Where do you think they are in goals for?
21?
Close, 22.
Yeah.
That is so much pressure
Yeah.
on your goalie. And I know, and Anthony, I know using this as an example for the other night. I know when we had our private conversation or anything, I'm like, you know what? The Sorokin versus the Devils, that was like an easy shutout. What are you talking about? He had 44 saves. He had this. Like, yeah, but they were up 5-0. But he was he shut them down in the first period. The Islanders took a big lead, and then they went on cruise control. That was an example of what I would call an easy shutout, because by that time he's getting shots, and the Devils they're not putting their heart behind it. They're just, but still, Sorokin made some pretty good saves. That was an example of what I thought was like one of the easier shutouts for him, even though it was well over 30 saves. Anthony, that shutout against Edmonton, like, he crushed them.
Yeah,
he like literally broke their spirits.
When he's at the top of his game, it feels like you just can't score on him.
And that's why, for me, he was my Vezina winner.
Yeah,
I don't think it's close.
Yeah, I don't think it's
I don't
close.
even think it's close.
I mean, yeah, if you want to look at wins, you look at Scott Wedgwood, and don't get me wrong, he's having a good year, but he plays for the goddamn Colorado Avalanche. Like,
yeah,
I think there's no doubt that Sorokin is deserving. You know, if it weren't for when Ullmark won the Vezina, if it weren't for him acting like prime Hasek that year, Sorokin would have won it. If you remember, he was second. He finished second in Vezina voting that year. And when you break down further, Ullmark played on the historic Bruins team that year, which to me, I don't want to take anything away from him, but I mean that goes into why he was so good. Like, I still think Sorokin should have got it that year, but that's besides the point. This year, I feel like it's kind of his year. I think he's going to do it. If he keeps this up, I don't see how you cannot give it to him.
I don't see how he's not the Vezina Trophy winner. I understand Filk made a good case for Vasilevsky, but Vasilevsky gets the runner-up votes in this situation. Jesper Wallstedt does not have enough games played to be in the same breath as Ilya Sorokin right now. This is Ilya Sorokin's trophy to lose. And look, I think all credit goes to when he fired the goalie coach.
Yeah.
And they brought in his own personal guy. I mean, this is Sorokin's done such a good job this year. And it does shut up some people who were like, he's not even the best Russian goalie in New York. Well, he is now. So, and arguably the best Russian goalie in the NHL. So that's one of those things where you go, all right, there you run out of the metaphors and the superlatives to say about him. He has been that good this year. He is that locked in, and this is a far cry from the guy that you saw sitting on the mats at UBS Arena, sort of kind of pondering his future. I mean, he is riding high, and I don't know when this is ever going to slow down. But you look at the New York Islanders, they'd be nowhere without him. That is for sure.
Well, you know, it's
all right.
I think when you sit there and said people's the best goalie in New York, I think it's the reason for that is, you know, Shesterkin, you know, won a Vezina trophy in a year in which he was phenomenal. And I mean, let's face it, he plays for the New York Rangers. So a bigger team.
So everybody's going to see him.
He's going to get the majority of the spotlight. But you know, the truth is, if you look at their careers, especially, you know, if you take out the the year before, because Shesterkin came over a year earlier than Sorokin. So if you take out his first year and you compare them when they were both in the NHL, their stats are pretty much identical, like almost identical. So
I don't actually, Anthony, if I recall correctly, I don't even think that's identical. I think Sorokin beats him in almost every one of them. Sorokin had a better save percentage his first 4 years. How would they even be identical? I'm just saying that. I think that there's this perception among Ranger fans that think that first season is Igor Shesterkin, or that Vezina Trophy season typifies Igor Shesterkin, and the truth is it doesn't. He's highly overrated. And I'm not saying that because I watched Henrik Lundqvist or because I'm doing the history on the Rangers and naming their 100-year team. I'll probably have that done in February during the break. But this is, I mean, it's really not as close as what people think. And I have trouble trying to put Shesterkin in the top 4 Rangers goalies of all time. Because I'm sorry, Mike Richter stood on his head. And people forget about that. Mike Richter was another big one. And just like Shesterkin, just like Lundqvist, his last contract did not end well. So this is the same thing with Shesterkin. That's why with the goalies, I think you have to start trading them early. And look, my own heart said, don't do that to Richter. It said, don't do that to Lundqvist. By the time Shesterkin came around, I went, you got to get rid of him. And now look where the Rangers are. So bottom of the league. They would be bottom of the league even with Igor Shesterkin in net. I want to keep on saying that one, no matter how many times it pisses off Ranger fans.
Mark, before we go, I just want to read because it applies to the Rangers, a tweet from not a tweet, it was from Frank Saravelli. Another account's kind of relaying his words, but he says the belief is around the league that Artemi Panarin is looking for a longer term deal, potentially one that even takes him to 40. I don't know how much teams have a stomach for that. Someone will, because it only takes one. He's 30. What, he's 35?
He turns 35 the beginning of next year.
So you're
October
talking
30th,
someone's going to give him a 5-year deal. I don't know.
To get to 40, it would be a 6-year deal.
Yeah, which
remember,
is crazy.
He turned 35. He turns 35 that month. So he'd be 34 to start that season. It's a 6-year deal. I think that's madness.
You know what? We talked about this a little bit before. Ranger fans are getting, excited about what the package, the return can be. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a lot. Panarin holds all the leverage. He holds the hammer. He could tell the Rangers, I only want to be traded to the Florida Panthers or the Tampa Bay Lightning. What happens then?
But you could also, here's the thing. There's 2 options the Rangers have then. And this is what they got. You either get the package you want or you keep them. And when I say keep them, you keep them for the rest of the season and wave goodbye at the end.
And that would be terrible.
That would be mismanagement, but it wouldn't be the first GM to do that. Look, you don't get your asking price. You're not don't put me over a barrel for this. And look, Eric Tulsky got a good package for Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there was a contract extension in there, but I'm not buying into that. You're talking about a superstar that could change around your team right now. Now, while I've made opinions about Panarin on the Rangers and his career with the Rangers, especially in the playoffs, I mentioned it earlier in the day, Anthony. I point to the Marian Gaborik thing. You put a guy in the right situation.
Oh, yeah.
The pressure's off. And look what happened. Gaborik had 14 goals to win the 2014 Cup.
He's very talented offensively. He's a lead offensively, but he's not a playoff player. So, it's that's a downfall. But with that said, my point is, if he tells the Rangers that he's only going to go to 2 teams, which he very well might. If you remember, Claude Giroux said, "I'm only waiting for the Panthers and the Avalanche."
They were still able to get a pick out of Florida and Owen Tippett.
They got a pick and Owen Tippett, which isn't bad. But could it be the same case with Panarin? Yeah, you could. you could still get a pick in a younger player, but I just think Artemi Panarin location seems to matter to him more than money. So I wouldn't be surprised if he said just Panthers or LA or Panthers in Florida, Panthers in Tampa, and that will hurt the Rangers. They're not going to get a king's ransom for a guy who said I'm only going to go to 2 teams.
Well, again, this is why you don't give out no trade clauses till the end of time.
Yeah,
and even modified no trade clauses. Like one of the problems I had with the Jacob Trouba thing was Trouba decided to play hardball, and it should have been like, well, we're dealing you. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. There's a great expression, if you remember, Jim brought it up last year, of when we were talking about JT Miller, and that was, or no, it was Miko ranted it maybe, and it was Vegas said we're in the winning business, not the friendship business. And Panarin, whether or not he wants to say anything, he hasn't earned that right to be like he's earned it in this contract. Let me be clear about this. But as far as like that love of the fans and everything, I think the fans are overlooking several things with him. There's a lot of people that want to say Panarin don't deal Panarin. He's got more years than him. How many more? And how much are you going to pay for that? This is why, again, the Igor Sorokin contract is ridiculous because you're paying him $11.5 million till he's 38.
Yeah. He needed to go. He needed to go. Drury's doing the right thing by trading them. But again, my thing is, how many more players are you going to trade because of all the trade protection? So that's why the letter to me. But we beat that dead horse. So, but I have to run.
Again, the letter is pointless because the first time around, it was a pledge to the fans and a lie. While we're at it, it's a lie. I wrote that article years ago. The letter was a lie. They did not invest in the youth.
No.
And so what happens? Now you tried to speed run this, as Jim said it, and now look at where they are.
Yeah.
So you're going to trust these guys to do it the right way? Hell no. I'm going to start the music right here.
All right. I'll see you guys. I'll see you later, Mark. All right.
All right.
Everybody,
thanks for watching Big Apple Hockey with us. We will see you next week. Look for more of our shorts and everything out of this. It's just make sure you leave us a like and that you're hyping us. But yeah, the box score watchers still think they're in it. And again, Evan, to say this to you, the box score watchers are the ones that are going, oh, Mika Zibanejad's on a 10 games scoring streak. They won 2 games. One of those games he got a goal to put the Rangers ahead 1-0. They lost 10-2. So every Ranger fan that seems to have this ridiculous idea that they're cornerstone players, that they're here for, no, you have to turn this over. And and again, JT Miller was a mistake. Let me get that straight and beat that dead horse yet again. But this is my time to say I told you so. And again, this is, and as Huck said right here, Craig Conroy got a good haul. So why can't Chris Drury? Simple, because they don't have the talent evaluators and they don't make good decisions. So, all right. Guys, always a pleasure to be doing this with you guys. And like I said, for me, no letters needed. We're always trying to build. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hype us. And we're going to have more content coming out soon. I didn't exactly start this show well because I was running out of a little bit of energy. Got a little bit of second wind midway through. So, again, everybody, thanks for joining us. And we will see you on the other side.